It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
From Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, good evening. It's time for high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. My name is Clint Scroggs, joined tonight by Brian Beatty and Ryan Bevere down on the field. It's another beautiful night for football. Temperatures right around 80 degrees, dropping into the upper 60s by the time we're done tonight. Maybe some rain next week, but nothing like that this evening as we still have summer-like weather. And a good matchup tonight. Maybe not just good, maybe a great matchup tonight between the Massillon Tigers and the Lakewood St. Edward Eagles. Tigers at 2-2. They beat L.J. Bennett from New York State last week, 35-0. St. Edward went to 4-0 on the season with a 28-14 win against Glenville, the team that defeated Massillon in the opener this season in overtime. We have a full night of football for you here on the Q92 Sports Network. And you'll hear about those games very shortly. At the top of the hour, we'll have the kickoff and get you ready for this one. Between now and then, we'll have the previews of all of those other games. We'll also hear from both head coaches. That's coming up during the pregame show. So let's not waste any more time. We'll go back to the studios. We'll hear the previews of all of our other games tonight on the Q92 Sports Network. We'll hear from both coaches. And we'll come back and get set for kickoff from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium as the Massillon Tigers host the Eagles of Lakewood St. Edward. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
It's that time of year for high school football in Ohio. The competition gets tuned up as conference games are now in full swing. And there may not be a tougher one in the state to compete in than the Federal League, as two teams that are looking to gain some ground in the standings will collide tonight. On one hand, you have the Jackson Polar Bears, who are 2-2 and coming off a dominating 33-6 win against Mayfield at home last week. A big reason why is because of senior running back Corey Jacobs, as after losing starting tailback Chase Marr to injury, the former wide receiver is now RB1 and playing like it. He has back-to-back 100-plus yard games on the ground with 2 touchdowns. On the other sideline is the Green Bulldogs, who come off a heartbreaking loss to the unbeaten Hoover Vikings at home, 27-21 in Week 4. Quarterback Tyson Hunka had 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, but faced a 21-0 first-half deficit and came up just short in the final moments to complete the comeback against the Vikes. Mark Geis's men come into the contest at 1-3, as a sense of urgency is now within this Bulldogs team, trying to get things back on track with a much-needed road win. Green won this matchup a year ago thanks to a go-ahead touchdown from Hunka and the Bulldogs with 26 seconds left. Find out if the 2025 edition of these Federal League foes will have the same flair for the dramatic as 2024, with Robert Coleman and I streaming live right here on Q92 Radio's YouTube channel. From Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone. We are officially at the halfway point of this 2025 high school football regular season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm here live in Lewisville as we have an absolute heavyweight bout for you here tonight. The 4-0 Lewisville Leopards play host to their neighbors, also sitting at 4-0, the North Canton Hoover Vikings. This is a big one. North Canton enters tonight after a last-second survival at Green last week in their Federal League opener by a score of 27-21. After their first road game of the season last week and their first true test of the season, this Hoover team will look to ride the momentum behind quarterback John Collins and do-it-all senior Jack Andes. The Lewisville Leopards easily handled Marlington last week, 45-7, to set up this matchup of undefeated teams. In weeks 1 through 3, they've defeated New Philadelphia, Alliance, and Northwest. Make no mistake, folks, this is a big-time matchup against two very good, very well-coached teams, and you can catch it on Q92radiosports.com as myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, will have the call for you, with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Live from Lewisville, I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
East of Chicago Pizza on Lincoln Way in Massillon at the Mayflower Plaza has a deal for your Friday night football party that will make you the MVP. On Fridays, only after 4 p.m., pickup or delivery, you can get a large 3-topping pizza with an order of garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $24. Customers need to mention the Friday Night Football Special and Q92. Don't miss out on the chance to score a touchdown for your party. Call East of Chicago in Massillon now, 330-837-9944.
Christian Bigglesworth here for Q92 Sports, coming to you live tonight from St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Lewisville, where tonight the Knights will be trying to get their first win of the season, and they'll be up against one of the Cinderella stories of the 2025 high school football season, the 3-1 Manurva Lions. You heard me right. The 3-1 Manurva Lions riding a 3-game winning streak with convincing wins over Sandy Valley, Springfield, and Crestwood. Head coach Zach Slates has come over from Perry and instilled his mentality on this team. And they've been running the ball and running it well this season with sophomore running back Timothy Kirkpatrick, who's averaging 175 yards rushing per game with 4 total rushing touchdowns so far. The Manurva Lions are playing a physical brand of football this season, and it's leading to one of their most successful seasons in recent history. The St. Thomas Aquinas Knights, unfortunately, are off to an 0-4 start this season and searching for answers, especially offensively. Numbers are an issue for the Knights, who don't even have 30 players on their team and only one senior among those. They'll look to get their offense going tonight by trying to get the ball into the hands of their exciting junior wide receiver, Jameer Jenkins. They'll also hope for better quarterback play from junior Anthony Powell and freshman Jamari Brisker, who will get time. It's Manurva and St. Thomas Aquinas, and you can hear it all right here at 7 o'clock on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's week 5 of the high school football season. We are coming at you live from Wakefield Stadium in Perry for the matchup between the 3-1 Canton McKinley Bulldogs and the 3-1 Perry Panthers. McKinley head coach Renzi Parnell got his first Federal League win last week in a 38-0 win over Glen Oak. McKinley's defense put on a clinic last week against Glen Oak. Senior quarterback Chris Crook had 2 of McKinley's 3 interceptions and held the Golden Eagles to 1 of 12 passing and 42 total yards of offense for the game. On the offensive side of the ball, Darius Hill returned, had 10 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown. He also added a 34-yard touchdown run in the game. Sophomore running back Kylan West continues to be an impact player for the Bulldogs. He's averaging 6.8 yards per carry and has 3 touchdowns on the year. The Perry Panthers enter week 5, having suffered their first loss of the season, a 31-15 loss to the Lake Blue Streaks. The Panthers outgained Lake 320 yards to 273 yards. The Blue Streaks were done in by 5 turnovers, including 3 interceptions in the loss. Senior Connor Shepard and junior Jonathan Lemon have been the leading rushers for the Perry Panthers as they wait for senior running back Caleb Hunley to return from injury. He is questionable against the Pups. Shepard and Lemon have combined for 835 yards on the ground and 10 touchdowns this season. Shepard is also the team's leading tackler with 33 tackles on the season. Can't wait to see this offensive line for Perry go up against the massive defensive front for the McKinley Bulldogs. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, for the call. Kickoff at 7 o'clock on Q92radiosports.com. From Wakefield Stadium in Perry, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
It's week 5, and we're live from Canal Fulton at Northwest High School, home of the Northwest Indians. I'm Mike Dixon alongside Ryan Rowland. Tonight, the 1-3 Wildcats from Canton South come to town to take on the 2-1 Northwest Indians. Canton South sits at 1-3 on the season after dropping 3 in a row since winning their season opener against Field. The Wildcats come to Northwest after dropping a week 4 game 35-14 to Manchester. Leading the way for the Wildcats is QB Nolan Bonner. Wide receiver Jamarcus Jones leads the offense for Canton South. Northwest is coming off a thriller in week 4, beating Triway on a game-winning 37-yard field goal as time expired by Ben Shantz. The Indians are 2-1 with wins over Marlington and Triway, and their only loss coming in week 3 to Lewisville, 10-3. Northwest is a run-heavy team with a trio of backs, starting with QB Braden Venables, Joey Medora at running back, and Connor Stevenson also at running back, are part of this run-heavy attack to sustain long drives. Week 5 is set, and it's here on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Charchone Auto Group. Canton South, Northwest are set to kick off at 7 p.m. Once again, I'm Mike Dixon and Ryan Rowland.
Tonight here at the University of Mount Union, the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders will pay a visit to take on the Alliance Aviators in Week 5 high school football action. The Crusaders come in still looking for their first win here in 2025. Losses to Perry, Mogador, Orville, and Salem. 3 out of those first 4 were at home. For the Aviators of Alliance, only one setback to a very good Lewisville team. Week 2, that was a 30-13 ball game. In between that, they beat Parma Padua Franciscan, they beat Streetsboro, and they beat Ellett. All 3 of those games were on the road. So the site is Mount Union tonight. It's going to be a beautiful night for football. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s. Caleb Norick and myself will bring you the play-by-play tonight, coming up here at 7 o'clock. For Alliance, well, they are a very talented high school football team. Just the names of J.R. Jackson, Tajay Nicholson, Ravon Hawkins, Johnny Belts, Cam Burton, Cam Brisker, the list goes on and on. The Crusaders still kind of looking for an identity. They've had injuries at quarterback. Third-string quarterback will go tonight for the guys in green. Look for running back Kenny Stroud to have a big game. He is about 5'10", 185 pounds, only a sophomore, but he can run the football. Will the Aviators pick up another win at home, or will the Crusaders rise up and pick up their first win of the season? 7 o'clock kick tonight right here on 1310 WDPN, Canton Central Catholic and Alliance. Sam Berkwin for AM 1310 WDPN and the Q90 Sports Radio Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Talking with the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Nate Moore, as his team gets ready to take on Lakewood St. Edward this week at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And, Coach, before we talk about that game and what's going on this week, back to last week's game a little bit, looked like a nice bounce back by your team. Can you assess their performance last week?
Well, we won 35-0. So we did some good things, but we still got plenty to work on.
Your team has had some ups and downs this year. How have they handled that? What are some of the things that they have done to get to the point where they are right now?
Every season is full of ups and downs. Life is full of ups and downs. It's not whether or not that's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's how you handle it. And, our guys have handled it well. They've continued to get better throughout the season, and we're looking forward to another test on Friday.
We've had 3 different quarterbacks take snaps this season for different reasons, game planning. It seems like you have confidence in all of those people. Where do you see yourself at the quarterback position right now?
I mean, we feel good about where we're at the quarterback position.
St. Edward, a familiar opponent, just your assessment of them as you see them coming in this week.
Great team, great opponent. A lot of respect for those guys. They've got a great team again this year. They're very strong offensively. They've got a receiver, number 8, that's as good as we'll see all season. Same thing with the running back, number 2. And the quarterback's good, offensive line's good, the tight end's good, the rest of the receivers are good. They're just, they're a really, really strong team, especially offensively. They got great pieces on the defensive side of the ball as well. Both defensive ends are really good. 2 inside backers are good, and they're excellent in the secondary. The nickel safety, number 4, an excellent player. So they've got a lot of great pieces, and they're a great program, great tradition, know how to win, and we're looking forward to the test on Friday.
All right, we're looking forward to it. That's Nate Moore, the head coach of the Massillon Tigers. They take on Lakewood St. Edward this week. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck.
All right, take care.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
It's week 5 of the high school football season, and traditionally, at least in the last few years, that has meant St. Edward against Massillon. And we are covering that game again this weekend. We have a chance to talk with the head coach of Lakewood St. Edward, Tom Lombardo. And Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us this week. And if you could take a look at last week's game before we get to this week's game. You played Glenville. Massillon played Glenville earlier in the season. What was your take on your team's win last week?
Yeah, a really good win. It's kind of the kids really know each other, train with each other, are friends with each other in a lot of cases. So it's a big local rivalry that each team wants to win. And I think, like most teams, we get our best shot. We get their best shot, I should say. And we got to rise to the occasion. And I think we did. We had a game that was a little closer than the previous 3, particularly at halftime. Pick North, we're up 3 scores, and the other games were comfortably ahead. But this one we weren't. We were down a point and down still in the third quarter, and we really came back and played a great fourth quarter, which I think is a good sign when your team gets in that situation that you're able to come out and respond.
Well, you're obviously trying to build something throughout the season, and the schedule that you play goes into that, and Massillon would go into that, I would think. What is your idea behind playing games like this one?
Yeah, well, you get what you can get where we're at right now. But, it's been a great rivalry, so far with Massillon. And we go in, usually it's been on the road, and it's tough to win down in Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. But that again prepares us for, the ultimate goal, which is trying to play and compete for a state title and playing your best ball going into the playoffs. So it's another step along the way.
Your team, as they reach the halfway point of the season, are you happy with their progress? What are some of the things you think they need to improve on?
There's so many things. You want to take care of the football, clearly. Some games our run defense has been a little suspect, and some games our pass defense has been a little suspect. Our special teams, we started off kind of not so great, converting extra points, and now we've corrected that, and so you never know. Things sprout up that you're not even aware that, oh boy, that was not so great. But overall, I think our kids are playing and trying hard, and that's why you play these games, because it really illuminates what you need to work on.
Well, you talk about a team like Massillon as you come to Tiger Stadium this week. What do you see from them when you look at their season, which the record might not necessarily represent what kind of team you're going to face?
No, records don't, records are relative to the teams you're playing. And I think, that's an important facet. I think people, the media, people who vote and rank, they look 4-0, 3-1, 2. If you traded schedules, you don't know what the team's records would be. So I think that's a key component. And we know going into this environment, they have really good players. Their running back Owens, like his brother, is really, really good. Their quarterbacks can play. Patterson has a really high QB rating right now and is doing a nice job. The receivers are excellent. They got a great secondary. Their front is big on the defense, and they got a linebacking core, returning starter who plays a real good position. They always have good overhangs. So it's a typical Massillon team. There's no question about it. And I think they'll be, right there at the end in Division 2.
All right, that's Tom Lombardo. He's the head coach of the St. Edward Eagles. They're taking on Massillon this weekend. Thanks, Coach, for your time, and good luck.
Thank you.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium as we get set for high school football here on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty up in the booth where it's hot and crowded as always. And down on the field is Ryan Bevere. He's the one that gets all those photos and videos that you see after the game and all week long. And Ryan, let's see if we can send it down to you and sort of set the scene for tonight's game.
Well, Clint, the Massillon Tigers swing band is on the field right now. You can hear it. It's beautiful. The setting is awesome for week 5, mid-70s. But let's go back to week 1 for a second, when this was nothing but total excitement for the Massillon Tiger fan base. I'm not saying they're not excited tonight, but they mean business tonight. It's a different feel being 2-2 than it was week 1 going in against Glenville. On the other side of the football, St. Ed's, Coach Lombardo, he's got his team ready to go. They are relaxed. They are the opposite of tense, Clint, and that scares the Massillon Tiger fan base, I'm afraid. It is a little tense on the sideline, but we'll see at halftime if this game could be something for the Tigers, because the Tigers can't fall to 2-3, as you know that. And St. Ed's already has big wins at 4-0. This should be a really good game, Clint.
Well, we're thinking that as well, Ryan. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to him again at halftime. But Brian Beatty will bring you in. He said the Tigers can't afford to lose this game. Now, if you're talking about getting into the playoffs, I think they have enough on their plate. And certainly if they won in week 10, that wouldn't be a problem. But this is the kind of game you need to win just to show yourself what you have at this point of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. See where you're at. And, I know, like Ryan said, I think the fans, the sideline, student section may be a little tense, but these kids have played against St. Ed's, and they've beaten St. Ed's the last 3 years. So that's important, and to have that common opponent against Glenville. It seems like both of them came out a little bit slow against Glenville, maybe get used to their speed, and both of them played well in the second half. So I see a great ball game today, and as I've always said, this one's going to start in the trenches. Whoever can control the line of scrimmage, and Ed's is always known for big nasties up front, and Massillon the same way. So I think it's going to be a great game.
Well, these teams have a common opponent, as Ryan was saying. Massillon lost to Glenville in the opener 33-27 in an exciting but mistake-filled game in overtime. Then they beat Glen Oak 44-10. They lost to Rabun Gap, Nakuchi, Georgia 50-35. And then last week they beat Bennett from New York State 35-0. St. Edward tonight. Next week they have Football North from Canada. So, again, another reason why they need to get right this week and step up that next level to kind of get closer to those teams that we've seen the last 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, each game's important. You know, this year you look at the playoffs a little bit different. Only 12 teams are making it in. But the real big thing is those first top four teams get that bye. That's nice to have that bye week 11. And, you know, so, you know, computer points, it's week 5. It's a beautiful evening. And, you know, you got to start looking ahead now. And I know, you know, they're concentrating on this game, but back to their minds, they know this is a huge game for both teams.
Xavier Owens, the leading rusher for Massillon, 478 yards, a 7.2-yard average, 7 touchdowns. They've also gotten 107 yards from Anthony McMullen. Manny Patterson in 3 games, passing at 71% efficiency with 478 yards, 9 touchdowns. And they have 2 leading receivers, Giorgio Jackson, otherwise known as Gio, 16 catches, 13.5-yard average. Deontay Malone, 15 catches, 13.8 average, 9 touchdowns receiving between them. This is a team that has done what it's supposed to do against what would seem as the lesser teams and has struggled against the better ones. But on their home field in this environment, we'll see what they have. The Eagles of St. Edward went to 4-0 last week, 28-14 over Glenville. They have a 3-headed monster at each position, among the best in the state. And we're talking about their running back, senior Brandon White, their senior quarterback, Johnny Evanchik, and their senior wide receiver, Zach Hackelman. He's the leader all time in receptions. Brandon White, over 2,000 yards rushing 2 years ago, missed last year with a knee injury. He's at 404 yards with a 7-yard average and 7 scores this year. Evanchik completing 73% of his passes, 584 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. They can come at you at all different ways.
Yeah, and I think what you really emphasize there, they're all seniors, you know, upperclassmen that have that taste of getting beat in the state semifinals last year. So this is a game, you know, they've lost 3 years in a row to Massillon. So this is a game they want as seniors to keep moving forward.
So we're getting ready for the national anthem, which is coming very soon. We have not yet seen either team. Now the Massillon Tigers starting to wander out from the locker room down to our left. We haven't seen the Eagles of St. Edward yet. And now here come the Tigers. So while we have a chance, let's take a timeout. We'll come back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We'll get you set for the kickoff as Massillon hosts St. Edward. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
East of Chicago Pizza on Lincoln Way in Massillon at the Mayflower Plaza has a deal for your Friday night football party that will make you the MVP. On Fridays, only after 4 p.m., pickup or delivery, you can get a large 3-topping pizza with an order of garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $24. Customers need to mention the Friday night football special and Q92. Don't miss out on the chance to score a touchdown for your party. Call East of Chicago in Massillon now. 330-837-9944.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top line equipment built for serious results. From sports-specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Massillon, or call 330-844-9616. L Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium as we get set for the opening of our game tonight between Massillon and Lakewood St. Edward. The Tigers will be out of the all-black tonight with the orange numbers, letters, and trim. They have the black helmets with the OB logo on either side, the black face mask. Lakewood St. Edward in the traditional white jerseys, white pants, green stripes down the side of the pants, green numbers and letters, the yellow helmet with the green face mask. And as we say again, another beautiful night for football here in Northeast Ohio. Other games we'll be keeping an eye on tonight, and there are some good ones out there. Central is at Alliance, Hoover at Lewisville, East Canton at Ridgewood, Manurva at Aquinas, Lake at Glen Oak, Fairless is at Orville, Canton South at Northwest, Green is at Jackson, McKinley is at Perry, Triway at Tuslaw, Sandy Valley at Strasburg. The other local games in the area tonight. It will be the 11th meeting between these two teams. Massillon leads the series 6-4, including 3 straight wins. Tom Lombardo, the head coach of the Eagles, 160-48. In his career, 119-22 in his 11th season at St. Edward. Nate Moore, his 11th season at Massillon, 112-27. Massillon will kick off. St. Edward beat Pickerington North 24-0 at home, as well as Del Barton, New Jersey, 48-28. Huber Heights Wayne, 63-27. And last week, the win over Glenville, 28-14. They trailed that game 14-13 in the third quarter. Their top running back, as we mentioned, Brandon White, fumbled in the second quarter. Glenville ran it back for a touchdown to give the Tarblooders the lead, at least temporarily. Mateo Herrera getting set to kick off for the Tigers. Teed up on the 40-yard line, 3 back deep for St. Edward, and the kick is a line drive, bounces on the 5, comes up into the arms of the return man, out to the 20, near side of the 30, and out to the 34-yard line goes Zach Hackelman, their senior wide receiver. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their 39. Their center is Landon Walkham. Their guards are Jamal Menefeld and Mason Wilhelm. Their tackles are Brody Kincaid and Jack Marquard. Hackelman, a wide receiver, along with Ryan Makovsky, Jonah Koopman. Quarterback Johnny Evanchik, 6'1", 175, a senior. He has Brandon White behind him in the pistol. One in motion out to the right. They'll give it to White straight ahead. Has a hole over the left side, and he's gone to the 50, to the 40, down the near sideline, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. "66 yards for the opening score on the opening play from scrimmage."
Yeah, just a straight power play, nothing fancy. Number 77, Xavier Krasek, the junior, 6'4", 305, just sealed that end, and from there it was just a foot race, and no one was catching Brandon White down that sideline.
Extra point, Will Lavelle. He's made all 11 this season. So St. Edward with an early shot and an extra point, which is up and good. And we are 17 seconds into the first quarter, and St. Edward has taken a 7-0 lead over the Massillon Tigers on the big run by Brandon White. His long on the season was 39 before that one, so he nearly doubles it on that play. So a one-play drive gets it into the end zone for St. Edward.
Absolutely not the way, Massillon wanted to start, the way, St. Ed's wanted to start. So, you just catch your breath here and get the ball back, and you just erase that play and start playing football.
So the Eagles will kick off. We'll see who will do the honors. That will be Jonah Koopman. They have 3 kickers who have attempted extra points this season. Koopman is one of them. Most of the time it's been Lavelle. So the Tigers will send 2 back deep. One of those will be Anthony McMullen along with Christian Culler back deep, standing around the goal line as they await the kick from Jonah Koopman. Here's a bouncing kick taken on the 10. Culler to the 20. Culler in the middle, 25, and he's surrounded and thrown to the turf at the 27-yard line, so decent field position here for the Tigers. And for the Tigers, as they come out on offense, their center is Davion Floyd. The guards are Kevin Elliott and Marcus Garner. The tackles, Robert Blakely and James Wallace or Marcus Garner. We'll see who comes out. It will be Garner get the start at left tackle. Quarterback is Manny Patterson, 5'11", 145, a junior, completing over 70% of his passes for 9 touchdowns and 1 interception. They'll come out in a power formation, tight end left, 2 tight to the right, and 1 back. It is a handoff, and it is Owens up the middle, and he's going to get about a yard. Xavier Owens, 478 yards on the season, a 7.2-yard average. And he's going to get only short yardage. I'll give him a couple to the 29-yard line. On 2nd down and 8, trips out to the left side, the far side of the offense. Here's a throw out there. It's a catch along the far sideline. And very close to a first down for the Tigers is Gio Jackson, who makes his 17th catch of the season. And it will be close to a first down. I think they might call in the chains. Let's see. Oh, they moved the ball back to the 36. So it's going to be 3rd and about a half yard. In the pistol. Owens to the right of his quarterback, Patterson. Handoff over the left side, and it looks like the push is going to be enough to get him the first down to the 38-yard line. So the Tigers get their first down of the night. Nothing as explosive as what St. Edward did on their first play, a 66-yard touchdown run. But they pick up an important first down there to hang on to the football.
Yeah, absolutely. Big first down there, coming back, having a nice little drive, nice little pitch and catch there, the last play before that run. So
this time they have a back on either side of Patterson and bring a man in motion. Fake it to him. Patterson wants to throw down the left side. He has Owens open across the 50. Trying to make a move. Takes it inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. So out of the backfield, the wheel route to Xavier Owens. That is his 3rd catch of the season and gets Massillon into St. Edward territory on the 37.
Yeah, a little Lamar Jackson flip on that, a little flick there from the side. That was a nice pass, nice play.
1 receiver to the left, 2 to the near side right. They have a man as a wing to the right. Here comes a man in motion, and it's a snap back to Owens, who's in the Wildcat formation, and he's going to go down to the 21-yard line and pick up another Tiger first down. That's going to be good for 16, straight up the middle.
Yeah, straight quarterback run there. Nice job up front by Massillon. And another first down.
Logan Allman comes in as the tight end. They had 2 tight ends on the last play. Patterson back in there at quarterback. Owens to his left, trips out to the left. Nobody to the near side of the formation. On 1st and 10 from the St. Ed's 26. Blitz coming. Patterson back. He's in trouble. Backpedaling, and he just throws it out of bounds on the far side of the field with a couple of guys in his face. Colin Crocker and Brendan Schultz getting the pressure as St. Ed's sent more than the Tigers could block.
Yeah, a little miscommunication up front there with the line and the running back there. They're both talking, trying to get that situated. But a great play there just to get rid of that ball. Instead of taking a big sack, got rid of the ball, play 2nd down and 10.
Patterson not known as a runner. He can run if he has to. Green up on Jackson, now 7-0 early in that game. Here is Owens trying the middle. Stutter step to his left, back to his right, and now showing off the strength. Gets down close to the 20-yard line. So on a 2nd and 10 from the 26, he'll take it to the 20, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. Here come Will Himes and Sebastian Harper. There's more beef off the near side as Allman comes out. They'll send Jackson out to the left side. Near side, Deontay Malone. 2 wings to the right. Now one shifts to the left, one on either side. Owens tries the middle, and the Eagles are all over that one. Coming in from the outside for St. Edward was Colin Crocker, senior D lineman, 6'1" and 230. So no gain on the play. Now it's 4th and 4, and the Tigers offense staying on the field. Jadis Thigpen now comes in as the slot receiver to the near side. Malone wide of him, one out to the left. That's Jackson. They go wing right, and Owens the back to the left side of his quarterback. They're going to look to the near side for the play. 7:40 left first quarter, 7-0 for St. Edward, and the Tigers take a timeout. We will as well. St. Edward 7, Massillon nothing. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for top-notch tree and lawn care? Call Ebert & Sons Tree and Lawn Care. Locally and family-owned, we're proud to serve Stark County in all surrounding areas with 5-star service on Google and an A++ rating from the Better Business Bureau. From expert tree removal to full-service lawn care, we're licensed, bonded, and insured, and here for you when you need us with 24/7 emergency service. Support local. Call 330-412-4042 today. That's 412-4042. Ebert & Sons, quality you can trust, people you can count on.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
We come back to Massillon, where the Tigers trail St. Edward 7-0. 7:42 left in the first quarter. Brandon White, a 66-yard touchdown run on the opening play from scrimmage for the Eagles. Massillon much more methodical on this drive, but they have been effective. But they find themselves with a 4th and 4 on the St. Edward 20-yard line. Tigers going toward the scoreboard here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Patterson in the pistol. Owens to his left. 4 receivers in the pattern as Patterson rolls to his right. Going for the side. He's going to get around the corner to the 15 to the 10 and out of bounds on the 5-yard line. Patterson uses the wheels that time and picks up the first down. 15 yards, 1st and goal. The Tigers in the RG Drake red zone.
Yeah, Patterson, 2 big runs on this drive so far, and that was a big one, picking up that 4th down there. Massillon getting on the ball quick here.
Tigers now 3 of 6 on 4th downs this season as they go from the 5. Owens tries the middle, bounces outside, and he'll score the touchdown. Xavier Owens with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Tigers answer right back.
I think, like Brian said, I think you just heard a big ha by the Massillon fans there. That was a nice drive, a great answer. And like I said, they're not going to flinch. They've beaten St. Ed's 3 years in a row, which is an accomplishment in itself. So
Not sure what the holdup is here as Herrera gets ready for the extra point. Here's the snap. Owens the holder as the kick is on the way, and it's good. Herrera with the extra point, and the Tigers tie the score. 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Massillon 7, St. Edward 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Massillon, are you looking for somewhere fun to pregame and celebrate postgame? Then head over to Erie Street Pub with their special football tailgate menu. You can indulge in shareable bundles of downright delicious wings, quesadillas, nachos, and much more. The homemade cinnamon rolls with cream cheese icing are absolutely to die for. They also have $3 domestics and a $5 drink of the month. Come be part of the excitement at Erie Street Pub in Massillon. And mention this ad for $5 off your bill, excluding alcohol sale.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
7-7 our score as the Tigers get set to kick off. Zach Hackelman, Broden Moore, Brandon White all back deep to receive this kickoff. Apparently we've got TV tonight, so the breaks will be a little bit longer. Hey, whatever you guys need. Herrera has it teed up on the 40. Kick is away. Coming short to the near side of the 22, out to the 30, to the 35, and out to the 37. Ball comes out, and it's recovered by the Tigers on the 39-yard line. I think it was Tyrese Buchanan who was bringing it out and was struggling for more yardage. And somebody pulled that ball out, I believe. And the Tigers fall on it in St. Edward territory on the 40. Fourth recovered fumble by the Tigers this season. And fourth fumble of the season for St. Ed. So just like that, the Tigers offense back on the field. Fig Pen out to the left, along with Malone. One to the near side right. That is Jackson. Man comes in motion. They fake to him. Patterson in trouble. Back on the 50. Throws near side. It's caught to the 30. And down on the 30-yard line goes Deontay Malone. Took a couple of big hits, and a St. Ed's player is slow to get up. That is BP Pelosi, a junior, who's going to have to go out of the game. Officials stop the game for him. He'll be replaced by Corbin Herneman on a nice gain and a first down. Again, Patterson showing good poise back there in the pocket.
Yeah, just a little misdirection in the backfield. He's looking down the middle for the wideout, wasn't there, and he had his check down was the back who came in motion behind him. They faked to. So, yeah, good poise, to be able to find his escape valve.
It's time they'll go with Sebastian Harper as a wing to the left, one to the right. Patterson looking to the near side for a play. Actually, maybe he's signaling a play that he wants to run here. Owens now on his right, 10 on the play clock. St. Ed's showing blitz. They hand it off. Owens up the middle, and he's able to push his way down to the 26-yard line. Picks up 4 as the pile moves forward when he hits it.
Yeah, he's going forward. He's going north and south of what we call that as a running back. So he moves that pile and does a nice job of it.
Wanted to ask you about the previous play, but the Tigers quickly to the line. Is it true that the guy you faked it to on a handoff is always open on a pass? Is that true? You can tell me after this play as Patterson is back to throw. Empty backfield, looks right, pulls it down. Now he's in trouble, and he flips it ahead to his fullback, who is going to be brought down at around the 29 or 30-yard line. A catch made by Will Himes. That is his third catch of the season, and a desperation play there by Patterson, who loses back to the 30, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it could have been a costly play there. I didn't know who he was throwing the ball to. But go back to your last question. Yeah, usually they are, when you get that fake and the eyes, the defender sees he doesn't have the ball, a lot of times his eyes are going away back to see where the ball's at. But depends what kind of coverage you're in. You want to think that, that's usually open.
Here's a quick screen over the middle for Owens, and he can't handle it. It's off his hands and incomplete. He tried to reach up with his left hand and catch it. Could not. It's now 4th and 10 for the Tigers on the St. Ed 30. 5:19 left in the first. We're tied at 7. St. Edward has run only one offensive play. It went for a 66-yard touchdown. Tigers drove for a score and then recovered a fumble on the kickoff return.
Yeah, that screen was there, but it's so hard. You think it's simple, just run a screen, but it's so much timing, and it has to be exact, and that was just a little too quick by the back there.
3 receivers as Patterson throws down the middle and way over the head of his intended receiver. Gio Jackson down at around the 15-yard line, and the Tigers turn it over on downs. Jackson might have had an opportunity if the throw was on target, but it was well over his head, and now St. Edward will take over on their 31st and 10.
Yeah, might have tried to get rid of that just a little too quick, had a little bit of pressure, but the back did a nice job. I think they made their adjustment. The back picked up that blitz this time, so he wouldn't get as much pressure. So hopefully they'll go to the sideline, see that they've gotten that figured out, and that he can step up in the pocket and make that throw a little bit better.
On first down, handoff to the right. It is White turning the corner. And let's see where they spot him, right around the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play for Brandon White. So his rushing average goes from 64 to 32 on one carry. Other scores, Green and Jackson 7-7 in the first, Hoover 7, Lewisville nothing, and Northwest 3, Canton South nothing. One out to the right, wing right, 2 to the near side left. On 2nd and 10, man comes in motion. They'll hand it to him. Oh, the sweep? No, it's a give up the middle. Fooled me completely as Evanchik, the quarterback, kept the ball and ran straight ahead out to just across the 38-yard line, so he'll be about 1.5 yards short of the first down. 3rd down, less than 2.
Yeah, it should have been motion on that play. That tackle wasn't set when he came in motion, but besides faking you out, he faked the umpire out. He was in the middle of the pile there. He didn't get a chance to get away out of the way of that. He got up and he's okay.
Hackelman out to the right. 1 to the near side left on 3rd and 1.5. Up the middle, the run across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And it will be an Eagles first down. On the carry by Brandon White. White 5'8" and 200. Ran for over 2,000 yards 2 years ago. Missed all of last season with a knee injury, but looks to be in very good shape coming back this year. Johnny Evanchik, the quarterback in the pistol. White to his left. 2 receivers to the near side, and the Tigers jump offside. In the middle of the defensive line, the man right over the football. Jumps into the neutral zone, and it'll be 5 against the Tigers. 1st and 5 now for St. Ed's. Koopman out to the right, Jonah Koopman. Joe Moore, a tight end inside him, 2 to the near side left. Evanchik in the pistol, play action, straight back to throw. Gonna go deep, down the middle, ball in the air, and it is off the hands of the receiver at the 10-yard line. Hackelman went up for it, had his hands on it, but couldn't hang on. Good coverage on the play. Like Chase White, who was running stride for stride with the receiver there. So on a 1st and 5.
Yeah, great coverage by Chase there. He made about 3 different moves, stayed right with them, and that was a 50-50 ball. Good ball, but just got his arms up to just get it out of the way just in time.
So they went for the bomb on 1st and 5, now 2nd and 5 on their 46. St. Ed with 3:44 to go in the first period. Evanchik running right, and he's going to get only a couple of yards to the 48-yard line. Jaden Williams brings him down, 6'2", 205. And it will be 3rd down and 3 for St. Edward. 7-7 here late in the first quarter. Hackelman. Ryan Makovsky out to the right. Koopman to the near side. One in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Evanchik back, throws far side, too high and incomplete. Intended for Makovsky. And the Tiger coverage, I believe, by Braylon Gamble on the far side of the field. In any case, it will be a 4th and 3 for St. Edward, and they're going to come right to the line of scrimmage on their own 48, 4th and 3.
That last play, they're going to quick kick it here.
Evanchik steps back, takes the snap and kicks, and not a very good kick to the far side of the field. It's going to take a sideways bounce and go out on the Tiger 26. So 26 yards on the kick by the St. Edward quarterback. And Massillon will take over with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. They'll start on their own 25-yard line. We're tied 7-7.
That last play, St. Ed's had Hackelman wide open. He went to the sideline. If he would have just checked down to the quick curl there, he was a yard past the marker and no one on him. Just, the quarterback, you just got to pick up the first down there. Looked for a little too much.
Manurva up on Aquinas, 10-0. Glen Oak leading Lake 7-0 in the second quarter. Power formation, 2 wings to the right. Now they shift over to the left side. Receiver each way, 1 back in the pistol. Patterson hands off to Owens up the middle. Finds a little bit of a seam and picks up 4, almost 5 yards on the play. Last man up for St. Edward was Aiden Peterson, senior linebacker. 4.5 yards on the play. Jackson will go out to the left. Thigpen, the wide man on the near side. He has 1 inside him. There's a wing to the right. And Patterson, quick drop, throw far side. Caught by Jackson to the far sideline, and he is bumped out of bounds very near the first down. Let's see where they spot it. They'll put him on the 34, which will be 1 yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1. 2:17 to go in the first quarter.
Got nothing fancy there, just the quick curls, quick outs, you want to call them, and just putting the ball right where it needs to be and picking up nice yardage.
Late first quarter, McKinley 6, Perry 0. Here is a handoff up the middle and across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line goes Anthony McMullen. Second leading rusher, had 107 yards coming in tonight and picks up good yardage there, 9 yards on the second down play.
Yeah, we talked earlier, pregame about up front. Massillon's doing a heck of a job up front offensive line-wise. He's hit some nice holes, some nice runs.
It's actually a third down play. Tigers 48.5% on third downs this year. 1st and 10, Patterson back. Setting up, wants to throw it deep, far side. Ball is a little bit overthrown and incomplete. Coverage on Jackson by Makai Boone, a senior, for the Eagles. And the clock stops again at 1:45 here in the first quarter. Eagles scored in the first play from scrimmage on a 66-yard run by Brandon White. The Tigers drove down and tied it on a touchdown run. Eagles fumbled the ensuing kickoff, but then the Tigers returned away on downs. A handoff. Owens gets it and gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing else. John Troy and Colin Crocker combining on the stop for St. Edward, which will bring us to 3rd down and 10 now for the Tigers on their own 43. Hearing that John Collins, the Hoover quarterback, is out of the game with an injury against Lewisville. Back to throw. Patterson looks over the middle, swings it near side for Owens, and incomplete. Threw it behind him as the outlet receiver after his first option was covered. And one thing we've seen from Patterson tonight, he throws a good number of times without getting his feet set, kind of just a sling.
Yeah, not really setting up, feeling a little bit of the pressure, but he moves well when he when he does throw it. So that just nothing downfield, and another good just get rid of the ball type situation for him.
Punting situation here as the ball is away. A fair catch called for immediately and taken back on the 26-yard line. 41 on the punt by Rasmus Haynes, the backup quarterback. And it will be 1st and 10 for St. Edward on their 21. 1:03 left in the first. We're tied at 7. Alliance now up on Central 21-0. And Alliance on first down. St. Edward with 2 out to the right, 1 to the near side. Evanchik, the quarterback, with White behind him, hands in the ball, straight up the middle, across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jaden Williams, one of those in on the stop for Massillon. Evanchik goes to the far side of the field to get the play. He'll send Jonah Koopman out to the right along with Joe Moore. He'll have 2 to the near side. Again in the pistol, White to the right side of his quarterback, takes the snap. Looking near side, throws it. Caught on the near side by Hackelman. Bounces to the outside, crosses the 35, and he's thrown out of bounds close to the 40-yard line. Tackle for the Tigers by Trayon Williams. At the gain of 14 to the 39. But it is a St. Edward first down. And quickly, next play is a run straight up the middle. And 2 yards for Brandon White. Down to the final seconds of the first quarter, and that will do it. We hit all zeros, and that is the end of one from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. After one period of play, it's Massillon 7, Lakewood St. Edward 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here on the Q92 Sports Network and Q92 Radio. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, Ryan Bevere joining you from one of the iconic locations in all of high school football. And we come back in a 7-7 game. Lakewood St. Edward with the football. They are now moving from our left to our right toward the scoreboard. And away from the giant American flag. Eagles with a 2nd and 7 on their 42-yard line. 2 receivers will go to either side of the formation. White to the right side of his quarterback, Johnny Evanchik. Man comes in motion. Fake to him. Evanchik back in the pocket, throwing deep. Has a man right through his hands on the 30-yard line. Joe Moore, the tight end. And that ball hit him right on the hands, and he couldn't hang on. The junior, 6'4" and 230, showing some nice speed getting down the field.
That's a big target for St. Ed's. Great ball, just didn't pull it in.
Nevichik in that first quarter, 1 for 3 for 13 yards. Came in with 564 yards in the first 4 games. 3rd down and 7. 2 near side, 1 out to the left, wing to the right. Back is Evanchik, sets up, throws far side, caught. Great catch along the sideline. We'll see where they mark it as Hackelman brought it down. The pass was behind him, and that will force a 4th and short. They'll spot him on the 48, 4th and 1.
Yeah, great catch there. Ball was way behind him. He just snagged it, and the momentum was having him come forward, so he couldn't make any yardage upfield. But if he would have had a little bit better ball, he'd have picked up the first down there for sure.
Offense back on the field, and they'll go for it here on 4th and 1, and they'll run right with White, 1st down and more, across the 50, into Tiger territory and inside the 40, down to the 39, maybe the 38-yard line. Pick up 14 for Brandon White, who had 77 yards in the first quarter on 5 carries. And the touchdown. McKinley 14, Perry nothing at the end of the first period at Perry. Two out to the left, Moore and Makovsky. Hackelman split near side right. They have a wing left and one back. White is the back. White gets the ball. Up the middle he goes to the 35. Piled up there. Trying to push either side. Trying to push back the other side. And the gain is to the 35. And it's a pickup of 3 for the Eagles. Jackson 14, Green 7. That's in the second period. Here at 7-7, St. Edward and Massillon. The Eagles on the Tiger 35. 2nd down, 7 to go. Again, 3 out to the left, 1 to the near side. Evanchik in the pistol. Gonna change the play. 3 on the play clock. 2, 1. They get it snapped. And it's a fake. Evanchik running left, and he's caught around the ankle. He's able to stretch it ahead for maybe a yard or 2. But that will be a short gain for the Eagles and bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, it hasn't been much there when he pulls those. There's been twice now in that power pull, and Massillon's doing a nice job on the backside containing that.
Again, they go with the 3 out to the left, 1 to the near side right. On 3rd and 5. Evanchik with the back behind him. Play action. Wants to throw deep to the near side. Going for the corner of the end zone and incomplete. And again, just a little overthrown, intended for Hackelman. So a 3rd and 5 on the 34. That play call would tell me that they're going to go for it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, once again, great one-on-one coverage, man coverage by Massillon.
St. Edward Eagles, 4th and 5. Actually almost 6 on the Massillon 34 in a 7-7 game. Early second period. 8 on the play clock as they come to the line of scrimmage on 4th down. Evanchik with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1. Timeout. So St. Edward calls their first timeout. We'll take a break with 9:08 to go in the first half. 7-7 our score. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Timeout by St. Edward. They'll have a 4th and 6 When play resumes, our timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Eagles with a 4th and 6 on the Tiger 34. And a 7-7 tie. Both teams scoring the first time they had the ball. Evanchik in the pistol. White to the right. 2 receivers each way. Evanchik back, looking left. Now he's going to go deep. Has a man down there and incomplete. Throw led him toward the sideline and he couldn't bring it in. I don't think he would have been able to stay in bounds as it was, as the pass was not the greatest. The receiver, which I think was Brandon White, had a step. And that's more than once now that they have failed to connect on a long pass where it looked like they might have an opportunity. But that was 4th down, and now the ball back to the Tigers.
Yeah, nice little double move. Froze the corner back there for a second, got his feet to stop, and he did have, but just like you said, not a very good throw. I don't think he would have stayed in bounds by watching the replay there.
St. Edward was 6 of 10 on 4th downs before that. Here is a run up the middle by Owens. Out of the Wildcat formation, he's going to get a yard maybe to the 35. We have 8:50 to go in the first half. 7-7 our score. You like it to be, you like having your back there taking the snap, and but it seems like 99 times out of 100 they fake the handoff and keep the ball.
Yeah, and St. Ed's was ready for it. They kind of, didn't even go upfield to even pass rush. They were just ready to contain that. So
this time it's Patterson throwing near side. It's caught by Jackson. He's thrown out of bounds at the 41-yard line by Mackay Boone. We'll spot him on the 42, so it's a pickup of about 7 on the play. Where did they put the ball? There it is on the 42. And about 2.5 yards they need here on 3rd down for the Tigers. They look to the near side for the play. They have Jackson split to the near side. They have 2 out to the right. Owens to the left of his quarterback. Wing to the right. Patterson back to throw. Rushed and running near side, and he's tripped up from behind. Might be a gain on the play of a yard. And it will bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers. As again, he was flushed out of the pocket and got caught from behind. Said 3rd down, it's 4th down and 1 here.
They're going to have a measurement again.
I didn't think it was that close, but hard to tell with everybody standing around. And they did not have to get to the 45, maybe the 44.5, but it seems like the ball's right on the 44. Let's see. Stretch out the chains. And they are short by about, 5 or 6 inches. So it will be 4th down again. Tigers already converted 1 4th down tonight. This one can't get much shorter than that one. Not even the length of the football. So the Tigers are going to rush to the line of scrimmage, but they're still running off to the far side with the chains, so we'll have to wait for that. Eagles are lined up defensively. Hoover and Lewisville 7-7, 3 minutes left in the first half. So from the 44, 4th and inches for the Tigers. Patterson in the pistol. Claps his hands. The Eagles do not budge. So now they look to the side for the play. And it's a handoff. Owens up the middle, and he reaches the 45 and just across for a 1st down. Tackle by Landon Lamer. They'll spot him just short of the 46, and the Tigers move the chains with 7:40 remaining in the first half. Receiver each way, wing to each side of the formation. Owens to the left of Patterson, who's back to throw. Sets up, fires far side, caught. And it's Thigpen to the 44, and he's run out of bounds to the far side of the field. Tiger fans want a flag, but I don't see one. He ran him out of bounds, and then looked like just the momentum took him over toward the bench, where both players went into the bench. They'll spot it on the St. Ed's 45. 8 more out by the numbers, where he spends most of the game. Looking for a personal foul call on the far side of the field, but don't see one. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard pickup. McKinley now 20-7 over Perry in the second. Clock starts, 7:15 left in the first half. We're tied at 7. Tigers and Eagles. 2nd and 1. Owens up the middle, has a seam, breaks a tackle, 40, 30, 20, far side, 10, 5, touchdown, Tigers.
Once again, another great job by Massillon up front, just right outside the tackle on the right side. One untouched to the end zone.
He broke a tackle right around the line of scrimmage. And at that point, it was all over. Herrera for the extra point. Owens holding, takes down a high snap, and the ball is up and through. So a timeout on the field, 7 minutes to go in the first half. It's now Massillon, 14. St. Edward 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Massillon has taken the lead 14-7. St. Edward scored on their first play from scrimmage and really haven't done much offensively since then. They have not gone to the ground much. It's been a lot of throws and a lot of long throws that have not connected. And the Tigers have used the run and the pass for 2 successful touchdown drives. The first one went 73 yards in 10 plays. And it took over 4 minutes off the clock. And the Tigers, after taking over, holding on downs, drive down again and score. Herrera for the kick, but first a flag.
Encroachment, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, free kick.
Remember when they used to call that offsides on
Yes.
the kickoff? They're not really encroaching on anyone in particular.
We got a visitor in the press box tonight.
So Herrera will kick it off again, this time from his 35-yard line. He only had one penalty for 5 yards in the first quarter. Massillon was offsides. As Herrera again kicks it short into the far side of the field, taken on the 25, 30, and out to the 38-yard line. Tyrese Buchanan again on the return. He fumbled when he returned in the first quarter after the Tigers' first touchdown. Lewisville running back Owen Wilson has left that game with an injury. So both teams have lost a key player.
And North Canton was without their starting middle linebacker. He was suspended for a week.
So St. Ed's from their 38, 1st and 10. They trail 14-7, 6:50 to go in the first half. Here comes White, near side, trying to bounce to the outside. Gets around the corner, 40, and out of bounds with a flag down, a second flag down. One flag from the side and one from the back judge, and I think they're both holding against the Eagles.
I'm not sure the penalty was on, but that play was designed to go right off tackle. He bounced it outside, and defender tried to spin on him, and he just grabbed him.
So it'll be 1st and 20 back on the 28-yard line. And things going backwards, literally and figuratively, for the Eagles as they line up with a tight end to the left of the quarterback. White, the running back, behind him. And they'll hand it off. White trying the right side. Bounce to the corner. Gets out close to the 35-yard line. Cut down on the play by Jaden Williams. Manurva leading Aquinas 24-0. Late second quarter. Johnny Evanchik goes to the far sideline to get the play. Comes back to the huddle with 17 on the play clock. So we move under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Eagles trailing 14-7. They have it second down and 14 from their own 34. Play action. Evanchik back. Comes out to the near side. Looking downfield. Now he's going to run. And he's out close to the 38, 39-yard line before he's bumped out of bounds. Williams again there for the Tigers, along with Samuel Dasas. And it'll be 3rd and 9 here for St. Edward. Kind of need to pick this one up. They sent 2 out to the left, 2 to the near side. Evanchik in the pistol. White to his left. Snap back. 4-man rush. Evanchik steps up. Now he's going to run. He's caught from behind. Jaden Williams again on the 41-yard line. That's a pickup of a yard, but it'll be 4th and long here for St. Edward. And the Tiger defense continues to control things. Northwest now up on Canton South 10-7 in the second quarter. Delay for some reason, but now here comes the Eagles punt team. And their punter is Landon Walkham, 6'2" and 310, junior offensive lineman. By far the biggest punter I've seen.
Yes.
And whistles as the play clock was running down. And a delay of game penalty here against the Eagles. So that'll back them up to the 31.
You usually don't see a punter with 2 big knee braces on and a full cage mask and wrists taped up.
Snapback is good. Kick is away, and it is a big, high, long kick. And it's going to bounce inside the 20, inside the 10, and all the way back at around the 7 or 8 yard line. That will be 56 yards unofficially, and a nice flip of the field. No
Yes.
wonder that guy's the kicker.
Yeah, you know what happens. They're at practice. They're all joking around. The linemen are kicking and throwing the ball when they're not supposed to, and all of a sudden this kid gets up there and punts the ball, and coach sees him, and he's like, dang. So it happens, and I tell you what, he put his all of his body into that kick. That was a nice kick.
So first down for the Tigers from their 8 yard line, 3:55 left in the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have news. We'll hear from Ryan Bevere down on the field. We'll have scores of other games. We'll tell you where we're going to be next week, at least as we know it right now. On first down, Manny Patterson hands it off to Owens, tries the right side, cuts back to the middle, and the Eagles stack him up around the 10-yard line. Tigers with 2 timeouts. They will put the ball down on the 10. 2nd and 8. 14-7 our score with the Tigers on top with 7-7 for so long. Just got used to saying it. Massillon scored on their last possession, and they have had the better of things through this first half. St. Ed scored on their first play from scrimmage, but have not threatened to score since then. Patterson in the pistol. Owens to his left, tight formation. One receiver to the near side left. And they're going to call a timeout. So another timeout here. We'll take it. 3:06 left in the half. 14-7 Massillon on top. It's a friends and family credit union timeout. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Massillon 14, St. Edward 7. Tigers with a 2nd and 8 on their own 10-yard line with 3:06 to go in the first half. From the pistol. Now they have a wing to each side. And Patterson wants to throw. Throws the slant. It's caught at the 20-yard line, and it's a first down. Tackle by Broden Moore. But the perfect throw to Gio Jackson picks up 11 yards to the 21. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, exactly right. Just a great ball. Nice play call. Just one-on-one. Put the ball right where it needed to be. One tackle away from breaking that.
Again in the pistol. 2 wings to the near side left. 1 receiver left. Hand off to Owens up the middle. And he gets through the first line and out to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of about 9. That's the play, or a very similar play to the one he broke on the last possession. And looked like maybe one man away from doing it again.
Yeah, Massillon 1 timeout here. Just over 2 minutes on the clock.
And here's a handoff. Again, it's Owens, starts left, cuts back to the right. Nice move, and he's going to pick up a first down as he gets out to the 33. So the Tigers have moved from their 8 to their 33. We still have 2:03 left in the first half. Clock running now. Massillon with 2 timeouts. They lead at 14-7. Manurva up on Aquinas 24-0 at halftime. Back to throw Patterson. Middle throw. Caught. Owens 45, 50. And it takes 3 Eagles to drag him down across the 50 on the 48-yard line. Owens slow to get up. He's still down. And so they'll have to go out and take a look at Xavier Owens with 1:38 left in the first half. And Massillon now on the St. Edward 48-yard line. So an official's timeout will allow the Tigers to save one of their timeouts, though I don't know if you want to trade an injury for a timeout, but in any case, we'll get to talk it over while the trainers, about 5 of them out there, at least. 4 trainers, head coach, assistant coach. out there, and Owens pops up and heads off the field to the near side. Lions up on Central 35-7 at halftime. Here we're a minute 38 away from the break. Massillon with a 14-7 lead and a 1st and 10 on the St. Edward 48-yard line. They come out with 4 wide after being in a strong formation all the way up to midfield. Handoff, second man through. Anthony McMullen stopped and pushed backward. He will be marked on the 44-yard line. So pickup of 4, clock running, a minute 10 left in the half. Tigers still have a timeout. Here is Patterson back, slings it far side. It's caught, Thigpen out of bounds near the first down marker. Well, they put him on the 39. I thought he got to the 38, but they'll put him out on the 39, so it's a yard short. Clock stops with a minute to go. Third down and 1 from the 39. 3 down linemen here for Lakewood St. Edward. Tigers look to the near side. Now they get the play. Patterson hands off and a first down and more inside the 30. Another tough run by a Tiger running back. Anthony McMullen, 5'11 and 195. They'll put it right on the 30 with 53 seconds to go in the first half. Tigers up by a touchdown and driving again. Patterson back to throw. 3-man rush. Fires far side. Tipped in, still caught. He's in bounds at the 5-yard line. The defensive back came in front, tipped the ball. It still went through, and it was caught by Deontay Malone at the 6-yard line.
Great catch. It wasn't a bad ball. It just went above the defender, tried to get up underneath it, but it was a little too high for him. He got his hand on it, tipped it, still pulled the catch down and kept his feet in bounds. That was an impressive play all around. It's a great drive by Massillon, a nice NASCAR drive. And get the ball, start the second half also.
Tigers started on their 8. They're now on the St. Ed 6. With 40 seconds to go in the first half. They lead 14-7. 2 receivers left, 1 out to the right, wing left, and whistles and what?
Timeout.
Timeout for St. Edward. Halftime, Northwest 10, Canton South 7, McKinley 20, Perry 10. And we can talk more about this at halftime, but I think just the Tigers being able to physically do just about whatever they want to tonight has been the most impressive thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a completely different team we even seen from week 1. They're winning the battle up front, which was going to be a big part of this game, and just Manny Patterson's having a heck of a first half, just getting the ball where it needs to be, and if it's not there, he's getting rid of it. Not taking the bad sacks, and they're playing smart football. They've had, I think, 1 offside penalty, and playing good, clean football.
Massillon ball on the St. Ed 6. 40 seconds left in the first half. Tigers lead 14-7. Everything going their way right now as they have a man out to the near side left, 2 wings to the right, and a tight end left. Patterson in the pistol. Owens to his right. First and goal. It's a fake. Patterson rolls right, throws, touchdown. Logan Allman, the tight end, with his first catch of the season. And the Tigers expand their lead just before halftime.
Yeah, first catch just kind of a lot on the sleep there. I don't think they were ready for him to go out to run a quick little out, and went wide open.
Extra point by Herrera. Snaps a little wide, but Owens gets it down somehow, and Herrera puts it through. I don't know, that might be his best play of the night.
Yeah, he's had two of them. The last one was a little bit high also. Great snags and getting that ball down. Notre Dame could have used that last week.
So we'll keep it here for the final 36 seconds of the first half, as the Tigers gave up a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage tonight. They have dominated play since then and lead it 21-7. And I would imagine the Eagles a little shell-shocked over on the far side of the field. Thought maybe they were going to end their 3-game losing streak against Massillon. They had won 4 of the first 7 in this series. They won in 2021, but they have lost 3 in a row. One by 3 points, one by 1, and last year by 10. So Mateo Herrera will kick it off. Tigers have had 2 offsides penalties in this first half. That's been about all they've done incorrectly. Three back deep again, and the kick is again short to the up man on the far side of the field. Out to the 30 and out of bounds. Around the 35-yard line goes Tyrese Buchanan. So the Eagles, 1 timeout, 33 seconds, and they'll start on their 34-yard line. Now, they've had several occasions tonight where they've had a man open deep and have not been able to hit him for whatever reason. And I would think the Tigers would be in that kind of defense right now, not worrying so much about the run. Eagles coming with 2 to the near side, 1 out to the left. Evanchik will hand it off. White up the middle to the 40, breaks it out to the left, 45, still going. He's to the 50, push forward to the Massillon 48. Clock stops with 23 seconds. So a good start to the possession there for the Eagles. The Tigers trying to guard against the pass, gave up the big running play. Evanchik back to throw with time. Now he's rushed. He's hit, gets away again, but he's going to go down back on the 41-yard line. And the clock is running, and it looks like Tom Lombardo is going to let it run out. St. Edward will go to the locker room with a timeout in their pocket and a 14-point deficit. A very impressive first half by the Massillon Tigers. And they lead at 21-7 at halftime to the Massillon Tigers over the St. Edward Eagles. The Tigers scoring the last 21 points of that first half. Stay tuned. Coming up, we'll have halftime news for you. We'll have scores of other games. We'll have our schedule for next week and whatever else we can think about. We'll also have our scout team players of the week with Brian Beatty coming up during halftime. Right now, as we have a chance, let's send it down and see if Ryan Bevere has something for us before we go to the locker room.
Well, Clint, what a response for Massillon being 2-2 on the season. They needed this game. We talked about that going into it. I think that Coach Lombardo would have normally taken a knee right there, but they have their backs against the wall. Massillon has their hand around their throat right now, up 2 scores. And there's really nothing that St. Ed's can do since the first play from scrimmage in the first quarter, Clint. But we'll see how the second half unfolds. Massillon needs to make sure that they keep their poise because they're winning, going into the locker room celebrating as if they won the game. They just won the first half.
That's exactly right, Ryan. I was thinking the same thing as they were coming off the field. It almost looked like they were celebrating a victory. They did dominate that first half, and they lead it 21-7 at the break. So we'll take a timeout. We'll send it back to the studios for halftime news and more halftime activities. Again, our halftime score. Massillon, 21. St. Edward, 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
East of Chicago Pizza on Lincoln Way in Massillon at the Mayflower Plaza has a deal for your Friday night football party that will make you the MVP. On Fridays, only after 4 p.m., pickup or delivery, you can get a large 3-topping pizza with an order of garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $24. Customers need to mention the Friday night football special and Q92. Don't miss out on the chance to score a touchdown for your party. Call East of Chicago in Massillon now. 330-837-9944.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A man accused of kidnapping a woman at knife point at a Jackson Township hotel makes his initial court appearance. 38-year-old Jamie Triplett of Canton was arraigned today in Massillon Municipal Court on charges of aggravated robbery, kidnapping, disrupting public services, and aggravated menacing. He pleaded not guilty. Bond was set at $1 million. Triplett allegedly forced a 31-year-old woman into a vehicle at the Roadway Inn on Sunset Strip Northwest Wednesday night. The following morning, they were found at a hotel in Perry Township. The woman was not injured. Triplett is scheduled to return to court Thursday for a preliminary hearing. He was convicted of rape and kidnapping in 2012 and released from prison in February. A Canton woman is acquitted of a disorderly conduct charge stemming from the assault of her 11-year-old daughter. 34-year-old Paige DeShong was found not guilty Wednesday during a bench trial in Canton Municipal Court. Judge Dennis Barr dismissed a count of obstructing official business. DeShong was accused of attempting to fight a woman who was under arrest for beating her daughter at a park on Stark Avenue Southwest in Canton. 19-year-old Destiny Scott of Canton told police the girl slapped her in the face. She was sentenced to 18 months in prison after pleading guilty in July to a reduced count of aggravated assault. Scott was given credit for 98 days served. A jail cell is now home for an East Canton man who pleaded no contest to 1 misdemeanor count each of cruelty to companion animals and sexual conduct with an animal. 29-year-old Joseph Domer entered the plea Wednesday in Canton Municipal Court. Judge Mary Falvey sentenced him to 180 days in jail. 60 days were suspended on condition of 2 years good behavior. Domer also is not allowed to own a pet. According to court records, Domer took part in a sex act with a canine in April 2024. The dog nearly suffocated. Domer and 25-year-old Jonathan Cunningham of Alina were sentenced in July after pleading guilty to similar charges involving a different dog. The activity occurred from October 2024 to May of this year. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a man who allegedly shot at an Alliance home. 42-year-old Derek Miller of Alliance was charged with felonious assault, improperly discharging a firearm at or into a habitation, and having weapons under disability. He pleaded not guilty today during his arraignment in Common Pleas Court. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for Wednesday. On July 28th, Miller allegedly shot at a home on East Ely Street. 2 people were inside when the residence was hit by gunfire. The grand jury declined to indict 2 other suspects. Kurt Conrad submitted a surprise resignation email to board members August 6th as CEO of the Stark Area Regional Transit Authority. Thursday, the board approved a severance package. The repository reports Conrad will receive about $100,000 over a 6-month period. As part of the deal, he must drop any legal claims against SARTA and not work for a public transit agency in Stark or an adjoining county for 6 months. Conrad's letter said he would be leaving in August 2026. A week later, the sides agreed he would leave immediately. Conrad had led SARTA since July 2009. He did not give a reason for his resignation. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
A former treasurer of the Carrollton Exempted Village Schools pleaded guilty to theft in office and records tampering. 50-year-old Amy Spears will be sentenced October 7th. She admitted improperly using nearly $28,000 while serving as treasurer between September 2022 and October 2024. Spears wrote checks to herself for tuition reimbursement for college classes she did not take. She also wrote herself a $5,000 check. Spears was placed on paid leave April 1st. She may no longer serve in public office. Charges are pending in connection with a fatal crash in Rootstown Township. Highway Patrol says a car was southbound on New Milford Road September 12th when it failed to yield at a stop sign. The vehicle, driven by a 25-year-old Bristolville man, hit a sewer truck at Talmadge Road. Neither driver was hurt. A passenger in the car, 81-year-old Dolores Chiappini of Aurora, died at the scene. The truck is owned by the city of Kent and was being driven to Edinburgh auctions by a city employee. The patrol says they were not at fault. An East Palestine man is headed to prison after pleading guilty to child pornography charges. 75-year-old Robert Rogers was sentenced to 5 years behind bars today by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Scott Washin. He was given credit for 23 days served. Rogers pleaded guilty in July to 17 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. He was indicted in January. The charges resulted from a June 2024 incident in which he allegedly possessed child porn. Rogers will spend 5 years on probation and must register as a Tier 2 sex offender. 19 years in prison is the sentence for an East Liverpool man. Investigators say 32-year-old Joseph DeSaro was involved in drug activity throughout last year. He was sentenced this week in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court after more than 8,000 fentanyl pills, over 30 grams of powder fentanyl, and more than 90 grams of cocaine were found during multiple investigations. Investigators also seized $15,000 in suspected drug proceeds. A man is charged after a child is injured in a shooting in Warren. Police responded to St. Joseph Hospital Thursday after a 2-year-old was brought there with a gunshot wound. Officers concluded the child was playing with a gun when it went off and they lost part of a finger. The alleged incident occurred at a home on Prospect Avenue Northwest. Police discovered 5 dogs at the address that had been neglected. 23-year-old Norel Frank was arrested and charged with endangering children and 5 counts of cruelty to companion animals. He pleaded not guilty during arraignment today in Warren Municipal Court. Frank was ordered to have no contact with the victim or have any animals. His next court appearance is slated for Thursday. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, mostly clear skies with a low around 56. Mostly sunny Saturday with a high of 85. For Q92 News, I'm Jeff Mears.
East of Chicago Pizza on Lincoln Way in Massillon at the Mayflower Plaza has a deal for your Friday night football party that will make you the MVP. On Fridays, only after 4 p.m., pickup or delivery, you can get a large 3-topping pizza with an order of garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $24. Customers need to mention the Friday Night Football Special and Q92. Don't miss out on the chance to score a touchdown for your party. Call East of Chicago in Massillon now, 330-837-9944.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
Massillon, are you looking for somewhere fun to pregame and celebrate postgame? Then head over to Erie Street Pub with their special football tailgate menu. You can indulge in shareable bundles of downright delicious wings, quesadillas, nachos, and much more. The homemade cinnamon rolls with cream cheese icing are absolutely to die for. They also have $3 domestics and a $5 drink of the month. Come be part of the excitement at Erie Street Pub in Massillon. And mention this ad for $5 off your bill, excluding alcohol sale.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, it's halftime. And the Massillon Tigers have a 21-7 lead over the Lakewood St. Edward Eagles. Sure, some folks around the state seeing that score and their eyebrows raising just a little bit. Not just that the Tigers are in the game or maybe ahead in the game, but ahead by 2 scores at halftime. And really, you could say very much the way the first half went, and maybe they could have had more points than just the 21 or the 14-point lead. They were just that dominant in the last quarter and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. St. Ed's big turnover on the kickoff return, and Massillon didn't get any points off of that. So that's another score they left on the field. But very impressed with Massillon up front. Manny Patterson, the way he's throwing the ball, the way he's controlling the game, just has everything under control. And they did not flinch. They definitely got punched in the mouth, on that first play. But they didn't flinch, and they came right back, and they've controlled this first half of this ball game. Now it's St. Ed's in the locker room, and Coach Lombardi's been in these situations. I think they were trying to test a little bit to see what they had, and they still have some weapons, and they got to come out. Massillon gets the ball the second half, and need to take care of it.
First downs in that first half. Massillon 13 to St. Edward's 5. Tigers had 137 yards rushing to 125 for the Eagles, but 66 of those for St. Ed's came on one play. Passing 122 to 19. Total yards 259 to 144. 259 for the Tigers in the first half. In that first half, St. Ed's lost the only fumble. Neither team had an interception. Eagles 2 penalties, 15 yards. Massillon 2 for 10. Time of possession, the Tigers 13:41 to 10:19 for St. Ed's. The Eagles, Brandon White, 9 carries, 118 yards and a touchdown. 66 of that on the first play of the game. Johnny Evanchik, the quarterback, 6 carries, 7 yards. He is 2 of 7 passing for 19 yards. Both of those to Zach Hackelman. And punting in the first half, Landon Wilkern, who is their starting center, hit a 56-yard punt in the first half. For the Tigers, individually, Xavier Owens, 15 carries, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 45 on one of those scores. Anthony McMullen, 3 carries for 22. Manny Patterson, 2 for 16. Patterson, 12 of 17 for 122 and a touchdown in that first half. He came in completing 71% of his passes, so that's not going to hurt too much. Gio Jackson, 4 catches for 29. Owens, 2 for 43. Deontay Malone, 2 for 34. And Jadis Thigpen, 2 for 14. Rasmus Haynes punted once for 36 yards. St. Ed scored in the first play from scrimmage, 66-yard run by Brandon White. The Tigers came back with a 10-play, 73-yard drive, 4:13 off the clock. 5-yard run by Xavier Owens. The kick was good. It was 7-7 in the second quarter. The Tigers went 66 yards in 6 plays after St. Ed's had gone for it on 4th down and were unsuccessful. It was 2:02 off the clock. 45-yard run by Xavier Owens. Herrera added the kick. It was 14-7 after the 2-minute drive with 7 minutes left in the half. And then the Tigers, after the punt, started on their own 8-yard line and went 92 yards in 10 plays, 3:19 off the clock. Patterson to Logan Allman for the touchdown from 6 yards. Mateo Herrera's kick is good. 21-7 for Massillon at halftime. Now it's time for our Beatty Sports Scout Team Players of the Week, and we thank the coaches who have been very helpful in getting those players to us. They like to highlight these guys and put the spotlight on them, and we have 2 more this week.
Yeah, once again, this is our unsung hero, kind of the kid that just does everything during the week, during the offseason to make this their football team better. And Coach Lombardi had Michael Peach. What Coach had to say about him is he's always willing to play special teams for scout defense. He works hard in the offseason, has improved himself, has played in JV games, will be a good player, and he's building up and paying his dues. And when you're at a program like St. Ed's, you don't get to play till your junior, senior year. So you got to take a lot of lumps. You're playing against great individuals, making yourself better. So he has a bright future ahead of him also. And for the Massillon Tigers, Coach Moore had wide receiver number 19, Josh Henderson. He's a senior. He says he never misses a workout or a rep, practices hard, and is a scout team player of the week this week. he's a senior who just, gives them a look, and that's tough for a senior, and you're not getting a lot of playing time, but you come to practice every day to make them better. So this is really enjoy doing this year, and congratulations to 2 young men.
Yeah, that's. Did you play on scout team in your long, illustrious football career?
In college, starting off as a freshman, you kind of earn your dues, so that was a big part of it, and you earn your dues real quick as a freshman because everyone's as good as you or better. And one of the biggest things my honor, my first year in college, we played the University of Texas and beat them, and I was Scout Player of the Week, and then we beat Southern Miss, which was a big rivalry game for us. So, yeah, I still have those plaques up. So most of the other ones my wife's thrown away.
Yeah, the University of Louisville stand-up, Ryan Beatty here in the press box tonight. How hard is it because you're on the Louisville team, so you're trying to learn the Louisville offense, or the defense. How do you learn the other team's offense at the same time week to week, or defense?
You have just as much meeting as a scout player during the week than you did with, the offense, your offense. So you really are ingrained in there. You're watching film of them and, trying to make them, give them the exact looks, the same steps the backs take and everything. So, yeah, it's a challenge, but it's something that, you look forward to and you get after it.
All right, let's see some scores of other games. Hoover runs back second half kickoff for touchdowns, so they take a 14-7 lead against Lewisville. Last scores we have on other games in the area include Fairless and Orville tied at 14, Manurva 24, Aquinas nothing, Ridgewood 14, East Canton nothing, Jackson 17, Green 7. Green scored first in that game. Triway and Tuslaw tied at 14. Canton McKinley leading Perry at halftime 20-10. Lake up on Glen Oak 28-7. I believe Glen Oak scored first in that game. Strasburg 35, Sandy Valley nothing. Alliance 35, Central Catholic 7. And Northwest on top of Canton South. The last score we have 10-7 in favor of the Northwest Indians. Let's see if we have a... Nope, that's the halftime score, so maybe a little closer than some people thought, between those two teams, Northwest and Canton South, with the Indians leading 10-7 at halftime. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with more from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. It's halftime here as the Tigers lead St. Edward 21-7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Tiger Swing Band wrapping their program up for halftime. The teams are back out and getting warmed up for the second half of this one, with Massillon on top of Lakewood St. Edward by a score of 21-7. The Tigers are in Division II, Region 7, and right now are 14th, but you can quickly dispense with that if they hold on and win this game tonight. Canal Winchester is leading things up there at 4-0. Lewisville coming in tonight was second at 4-0. Westerville third 3-1. Ashland 4th. Hoover 5th. Columbus DeSales 6th. Worthington Kilbourne 7th. Sunbury Big Walnut 8th. It's the team that knocked out Massillon last year in the regional final. Asheville Taze Valley is 9th. Dublin Scioto 10th. Perry is 11th. Whitehall Yearling 12th. Mount Vernon 13th. Massillon 14th. So the top 12 get in. And 12 plays 5, 11 plays 6, etc. The top 4 get byes in the first week. In Division 2, Region 5, Lake is number 1 at 4-0. Twinsburg is 2nd. Nordonia 3rd. Austintown Fitch is 4th at 3-1. Walsh Jesuit 5th. Paynesville Riverside 6th. Hudson 7th. Akron Hoban 8th at 3-1. Euclid is 9th at 2-2. They were dreadful last year, but Euclid up there in the top 10. Eastlake North was 10th. Garfield Heights 11th. Youngstown, Boardman 12th at 2-2. So they would get the last spot. But as we know, the season doesn't end tonight. We're about halfway through the game. That'll get us halfway. Cleveland John Adams is 13th. Willoughby South and Stowe Monroe Falls tied for 14th. Green is 21st at 1-3. So those are the Division 2 teams in the region. This team tonight, Lakewood St. Edward, leads the way in Division 1, Region 1. And more than 2 points on average ahead of second place Menor. Both of those teams were 4-0 coming in. Berea Mid Park at 3-1. Perrysburg 3-1. Toledo Whitmer, Canton McKinley all at 3-1. The top 6. Jackson is 7th. 2-2. Strongsville 8th, Medina 9th, Cleveland John Marshall 10th, Glen Oak 11th, and Solon 12th coming into action tonight. So the team's headed back to their benches, just about set for the start of the second half. And Brian Beatty, what do you see that St. Edward can do in this second half? Seems to me their biggest problem is defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they, need to stick to their game plan. I think they were trying to feel a little bit of things out there that first half. They just missed a couple of the long balls, but, maybe just keep on, off tackle seems to be there, and maybe, just hit some of the quicker outs and ins, and that'll set up even that long ball more. Very, very impressed with Massillon's defensive backs tonight also. I think that's a big, big part of this game. It's been kind of overlooked. They've manned up these wideouts and been with them all night, and that helps them up front be able to keep an extra man in the box there to help on that run. So, yeah, very impressed with Massillon, but, St. Ed's going to have to come out here in this second half and, stop them. They don't want to go down 3 scores, that's for sure.
Yeah, the Tigers get the ball to start the second half. They're in the all-black uniforms tonight with the orange numbers, letters, and trim. No white in the uniforms at all. And St. Edward in the all-white with the green numbers, letters, and trim, and the yellow helmets, the green trim and the green face mask.
And we talked about this, at the beginning of the game. These Massillon kids haven't lost, to St. Ed's. And, now this is in the back of St. Ed's mind that they haven't beat Massillon's. And you're on the road here at a hostile environment. Ryan said the fans were a little bit, timid at the beginning of the game, but they're riled up and ready to go for the second half.
Yeah, I think they were anxious to see how their team would match up against St. Ed's, which, unofficially the number 1 team in the state. And so we'll see what happens in the second half. St. Edward's kicking off, and it's a short kick, and it bounces off the chest of the return man. The ball is loose inside the 30. That ball just hit the chest of the return man, and the Tigers recover.
Almost like he didn't even see that ball coming at him. That was an odd. He was looking, and I don't know if he lost it. Because in that situation, what you'd want to do there is just fair catch that, and you're able to.
Anthony McMullen ended up recovering the ball. That could have gone the other way and could have been a big play. A couple of Tiger players struggling to get off the field. One of those is Trayon Williams, who's coming to the near side with help from a teammate. And also out there is Arcel Hill. Didn't see which one was the return man. After the ball came up, he took a big hit right in the chest, and then there was the big pileup for the ball. So a couple of players shaken up there for the Tigers, both able to walk off with some assistance. So Massillon offensively comes out 1st and 10, and they will come out with Xavier Owens at quarterback in the Wildcat. He'll send McMullen out wide left. Thigpen with him. Malone to the near side right. From their 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Tigers' first play of the second half. Snap back to Owens, and he runs. And he runs up the middle, and he runs for about 2 yards. Into the middle of the St. Ed's defense. First one there, Braden Thomas, senior defensive back for the Eagles. They'll give him almost 3 on the play, just short of the 29-yard line. Jackson again will go out to the left. One to the near side, wing to either side of the formation. And now Manny Patterson in there with Owens set up to his left. Patterson back, blitz off the corner, throw short and incomplete. Blitzer off the corner, Broden Moore just rolled over Xavier Owens, who just did enough to keep him away from the quarterback on that quick throw to the left side, which actually was maybe Patterson's worst throw of the night. 3rd down and 7.
He's their nickel. He comes off the edge. I know Coach had some, high praise before the game on him. So it's a pickup. You got bowled over, but you did your job. You stuck your helmet in there and took the shot. But yeah, he was coming off that edge in a hurry. That might something we might see now. We didn't see that in this first half.
2 receivers each way. No tight end. Patterson, short drop throw near side, caught, and flags down as the play starts. So they got a false start there on the Tigers. So St. Ed's putting a little defensive pressure on here. And Massillon going backwards to the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Just underway second half. Massillon up 21-7.
One thing Massillon did good in the first half, they stayed in front of the sticks. They didn't get a lot of negative plays. They stayed.
Trips out to the left, one to the near side, wide side of the field. Patterson takes the snap, straight back to throw. Throws a screen near side, it's caught, 25-30. Owens to the 39, 40-yard line, and he's going to have a first down. They tried that play in the first half, and the pass was a little off target. One of the rushers for St. Ed's started in, figured it out, but he was too late coming back to make the stop.
Yeah, one way to neutralize, if you see them, they're going to blitz more, is run that screen pass, and if you time it up, that's a dangerous play and a nice pickup for a first down.
So they get out to the 40-yard line with a 1st and 10. A little over a minute left, minute gone in this third quarter. Here's a handoff up the middle. Owens, again, not going down easily. He's going to pick up a yard or two. So it will be 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers from their 42-yard line. They lead 21-7. Not quite 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, number 60, Marcus Gardner, the tackle has come off. He lost his helmet in that last play.
Six on the play clock. And they're still trying to get set up on 2nd and 8, down to 2, down to 1, and they finally have to call a timeout. Owens was in there as the Wildcat quarterback on that play, and the Tigers just couldn't get lined up quickly enough. So Friends and Family Credit Union timeout comes at 9:50 left in the third quarter. Next week, our schedule, which will be week 6 already, by the way, next week. We are scheduled to be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium for McKinley and Green. Other games next Friday night on the Q92 Sports Network. Salem at Alliance, Northwest at Lake, Perry at Jackson, Orville at Canton South, Hoover at Glen Oak, and a late scratch, a late change has Manurva and West Branch on the schedule next week. So that'll be an interesting game. And that one was just added. So just because we put it on the schedule in July doesn't mean that's exactly the way it's going to be. And like I said, we're scheduled to be at the Green McKinley game, but that could change between now and next Friday night. So be sure you pay attention to the Q92 Sports Network. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers from their 42. Fake on the jet sweep, run by Owens to the right. Again, he pushes forward to the 45, 46 maybe. And because he keeps turning the legs and pushing forward, the defense keeps pushing. And it takes a long time to get the whistle blown. They'll put it on the 45. It'll be 3rd and 5, a short 5 for the Tigers with 9.5 minutes running clock, 3rd quarter. Marcus Garner back in the game at the left tackle position. They go with a wide out each way, a slot left and a wing left. Owens to the right side of his quarterback, Manny Patterson, who takes the snap. Blitz coming. Patterson being chased with a flag down, and he throws it near side, and it's incomplete. I think maybe just throwing it away, but it was tipped by Gio Jackson along the sideline. Looks like we're going to have a hold here against the Tigers. So if they take the play, it'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, they're going to decline this most likely.
Offense, number 60, that penalty's declined.
So the punt team on for the Tigers quickly. Rasmus Haynes is the punter. Hit one for 36 yards in the first half. Low snap, kick is away. Nice high spiral. Back to the 15. Here comes White, 20, looking around, moving around, bouncing around, trying to run out wide to the right side. He's out across the 30 and out of bounds. So let's see where they spot him. As the official comes up from behind, they'll put him out on the 30. Wow, he's still going. 36-yard line. Not sure. Got several officials over there. Like maybe one of them went down on that play.
Yeah, I think it was involved in the tackle there.
So I believe the ball spotted on the 36-yard line. So a great return there by Brandon White. Now it looks like they're attending to an official on the far side of the play who might have gotten caught up in that. It's on his feet on the field, but over by the far sideline.
It looks like Edge is going to bring a little bit more pressure this half, and they tightened up on the outside, manned up a little bit tighter so that, that quick pitch and catch that Massillon really was successful in the first half. They didn't have the opportunity there in that drive, which could open up downfield now for them.
St. Edward, 1st and 10.
Please reset the play clock to 25. It only started when I blew it ready for play.
So the play clock goes to 25. And now it's running. Johnny Evanchik, the quarterback, will hand it off up the middle. Out close to the 40 goes Brandon White. So he'll pick up close to 5 on the play. White in the first half, 118 yards on 9 carries, but 66 of that came on the first play of the game on St. Ed's only score of the game. White will get it again over the right side with a hole, 50, 45, caught from behind by Jaden Williams. at the Massillon 45-yard line, but that's going to be a 15-yard gain.
Flag on the play.
Oh, flag behind the pillar. It is a hold against St. Edward.
Just shooting themselves in the foot.
So that backs it up. Instead of a first down in Tiger territory, it'll be 2nd down and 12 for St. Edward from their 33. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. White to the left of his quarterback. Evanchik rolling near side. Throws. Caught. And a hit. And flags coming from everywhere as Zach Hackelman got grabbed by the face mask and twisted down to the ground. And a penalty coming here against the Tigers.
If that was soccer, that would be a red card. That was. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he made a nice move, and his hand must have got stuck inside the mask because his helmet came out. I'm just glad his head wasn't still in it. That was nasty. That could have been a bad situation.
So that will move the ball back about where it would have been after White's run. It'll put it on the Massillon 47, 1st and 10. And, of course, the helmet came off, but Hackelman doesn't have to leave the game because it was pulled off by another player. Here's a handoff. White running right, looking for a hole. Scoots through a small opening and gets inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. So it's a 5-yard pickup for Brandon White. 7.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Massillon up 21-7. St. Edwards trying to put together a succession of plays offensively to get down the field. Hoover now up on Lewisville 28-7 early in the 4th. Here's the quarterback rolling right. Evanchik stops, turns back, wants to run, breaks a tackle, and he's going to get to the 40, which will be about 2 yards on the play and set up a 3rd down and a little more than 3.
Once again, great job in the secondary by Massillon. Nothing open there. And then the containment from Massillon got him.
1 out to the right, 2 to the near side. Wing right. Brandon White lined up to the left of his quarterback in the pistol on 3rd and 3. Handoff. White. He's hit. He's going to go down for a loss. Wasn't able to get inside and couldn't bounce it outside. They'll mark him on the 42. So a loss of a yard. And brings up 4th and 5 here for St. Edward on the Tiger 42-yard line. Halfway through the 3rd quarter. Eagles trail 21-7. Don't know what they've done tonight on 4th down, but I know they failed once. And it looked like they were going for it a second time and quick kicked. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the right, 1 back on 4th and 5. 3 on the play clock. 2, 1. And they barely got it snapped. Evanchik rolls right, now steps up. He's in trouble. He's not going anywhere. Instead of setting up and trying to throw it downfield, they tried to find one player on the right side who was just going to go down and out. That was covered, and they didn't really have much left in the play for Evanchik to do other than pull it down and run.
No, a little miscommunication and a little arguing amongst each other. They're coming off the sideline for St. Ed's. You don't like seeing that, but yeah, that's a big stop by Massillon and see what they can do with the ball here.
Along with coming up with no points, it also meant some time coming off the clock. 5:37 to go in the 3rd as Massillon takes over on their 40. Owens in the pistol. Takes the snap, runs straight ahead. And he nearly broke it. He got through the line, but was tripped up at the last second by 34, Gavin Dubinsky, junior linebacker. That is a 9-yard pickup for Xavier Owens. The offense looking suspiciously like 2 years ago. And same last name on the quarterback. Here's a run again by Owens up the middle, and he has 5 more yards and a first down. So 2 straight ahead runs as the Tigers offense devolves into the 1920s here with the...
Yeah, if we were actually on a grass field, it would be dust, because that's the way the fields are right now. But yeah, just power football by Massillon. I like seeing this.
Single wing action. 2 receivers each way, wing to the right, but Owens again in the backfield. He's thrown 2 passes this year and completed one of them, but that one is incomplete as he comes out to the near side. Trying to hit George Rivera on the quick pop out to the sideline. Northwest leading Canton South at the end of 3, 17-7. Here it's 2nd and 10 for the Tigers on the St. Ed's 44. They lead 21-7 with 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Owens has come to the sideline, and Patterson back in there at quarterback with Anthony McMullen in the backfield with him. McMullen gets the ball, running over the right side, and takes it down close to the 40. They're getting at least 4 yards on every running play and 5 or more very often. Ball on the 40, 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Clock ticking down, be around 4 minutes in the 3rd when this play is snapped. Malone and Thigpen out to the left, 2 to the near side. Patterson and the pistol, and now Owens back in there to the left of his quarterback. 4 in the play clock. Patterson back to throw. Throws it far side, caught, 40, 35, and a first down into the 34-yard line as the pass is caught by Deontay Malone. 6 feet, 175. And a junior. And very simple, but very effective for the Tigers.
Yeah, number 44, Jadis Thigpen, had a nice block out there on that quick bubble.
Again, they go with 2 receivers each way and a wing to the near side right. Owens alone in the backfield. Takes the snap. He runs. And he's going to get 7 yards just running straight up the field.
Yeah, 34, Will Himes, fullback, H-back, whatever you want to call him, just really cleaning up the edges and when he needs to, and power going on the linebackers, but some great blocking by them. It's all 11 of them doing their job tonight, and that's what's making them so successful. You see the good blocks, kids that aren't in the play, not going to see the ball, but making the blocks and doing what they're supposed to do.
Same formation with Owens in the backfield. We're down under 3 minutes left in the 3rd now. Owens takes the snap, runs straight ahead, and a first down to the 23. Picks up 5.
Yeah, Eds is on their heels right now. There's no doubt. It's just power football.
Owens limping off the field now, favoring the left leg. Doesn't look like anything too serious. Patterson back in. McMullen, the running back. Allman, the tight end, lined up near side right. 2 wings lined up behind him. Now one switches over to the left side. 1 receiver in the formation. McMullen starts left, cuts back to the middle, and is down on the 21. That's a 2-yard pickup for Anthony McMullen, who had 3 carries for 22 in the first half. He's had a couple of totes here in the 3rd quarter. 1:50, clock running, 3rd quarter. Massillon up 21-7 and driving. 2nd and 8 on the St. Ed's 21. Patterson takes the snap, back to throw, looking far side, going to the end zone, ball in the back of the end zone, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by St. Edward in the back of the end zone. That is picked off by Makai Boone, who they've been throwing at all night long, and Boone just had the inside position on the receiver and had the ball come down into his arms. And now St. Edward will take over, 1st and 10 on their 20 with 1:33 left in the third.
Yeah, he wanted to throw that more to the pylon outside. Got inside, the defender got up underneath it. I'd like to see them just keep running the ball there, but that's just me. But yeah, let's see how they react after this turnover. Really, their first big mistake of the game.
Third quarter completed at Perry. McKinley up on the Panthers, 20-10. Here, Massillon leads St. Edward, 21-7. Late third quarter. Eagles from their 20, 1st and 10. Evanchik rolls right, pass deflected and almost intercepted. Intended for Makovsky. I think that was Christian Culler who got the hands on it for the Tigers.
Yeah, Christian almost stepped right underneath that, almost got the ball right back for Massillon. Nice breakup.
I'm surprised at how basic their pass offense is and how there's just not much variety to it.
No, not much at all, no.
2 out to the right, 1 to the near side. Wing right, 1 back. Handoff. White up the middle. Gang tackled on the 25. So he picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the St. Edward Eagles. Evanchik goes to the far sideline to get the play. The senior quarterback will line up as he has all evening in the pistol. Brandon White to his right, 2 receivers each side of the formation. Evanchik takes the snap, quick throw, caught out to the 32-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. He threw it to the inside receiver, Makovsky, and that will be an Eagles 1st down with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, that route was there in the second quarter, and he missed it, but he came back to it and picked up the 1st down. Good route, got 2 yards beyond the sticks, came back to it and got the 1st down easily.
10.5 minutes to go. Canton South trailing Northwest now 17-14. 1st down. White up the middle, has a hole, 35, 40, 41-yard line. Picks up about 9 on the play. That might be the last play of the third quarter, and now flags after the play.
That's going to be on St. Ed's.
Always seems to be. I don't think they keep a stat for this, but I think the Tigers are always among the leaders in the state in drawing personal foul penalties.
Yeah, they play to the whistle, or through the whistle, I always said. So, and then there was a helmet that came off, one of the Ed's players. But, yeah, you just got to keep your cool. And that, had a nice drive going. Now you're behind the 6 by, a good 8 yards.
They need to go to the 42. They're on the 26, so it's 2nd and 16, and that's the end of the third quarter. After 3 from Massillon, the Tigers lead St. Edward 21-7. You're listening to high school football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top line equipment built for serious results. From sports specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Massillon, or call 330-844-9616. L Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Massillon up 21-7. And the Eagles of Lakewood St. Edward on their 26-yard line will have a 2nd and 16 after the personal foul penalty. 2 out to the left side, 2 to the near side right as the Eagles now headed toward the scoreboard here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Evanchik hands off to White, up the middle, has a seam, 30, 35, dragging tacklers and out across the 38, close to the 39-yard line. Finally brought down to the turf by the Tigers' 35, Chase White. And it will be 3rd down now after that 12 or 13-yard run. 3rd and short. 3rd and a long 3. 2 come to the near side right, 1 out to the left. Tight end is a wing to the right, actually 2 tight ends. Sorry, 1 tight end, a wing right. Here comes Evanchik rolling, being chased, stepping up, firing deep downfield and too high and incomplete. Again, had a man, but Evanchik had a man in his face as Jaden Williams came up hard and leveled the quarterback just after he let go of the football.
Yeah, that was close to being a late hit, but I think it was clean up front. St. Ed's is confused. Whatever the blitz pickups, the stunts they're doing, massing up front, the linemen, you can see them they're arguing amongst each other coming off the field. They, just don't have any rhythm at all up front.
Here's the punt by Landon Wilkern, and he hits another good one. End over end, far side of the field, takes a St. Ed's bounce again, and it hits a player down inside the 20 and goes out of bounds. Closest one there for Ed's was Broden Moore. They're going to mark the ball on the 17-yard line. So 11:04 to go in the 4th. The Tigers up 2 scores, and they'll take over again.
I mean, when you hear St. Ed's, the first thing I always think of is offensive linemen. That's just you've seen so many of them, they put the next level. But tonight, Massillon is winning that battle convincingly, in my opinion. So
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Manny Patterson, the junior quarterback, will come out on the field with Xavier Owens to his left, 2 receivers near side, and a tight end to the right. On 1st down, Owens runs right, and he gets a yard maybe, as the St. Ed's defense holds strong on that play. Landon Lamer, one of those in on the tackle, and a Massillon player remains down on the field. So let's take a timeout. 10:50 left in the 4th. Massillon up 21-7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Looking for top-notch tree and lawn care? Call Ebert & Sons Tree and Lawn Care. Locally and family-owned, we're proud to serve Stark County in all surrounding areas with 5-star service on Google and an A++ rating from the Better Business Bureau. From expert tree removal to full-service lawn care, we're licensed, bonded, and insured, and here for you when you need us with 24/7 emergency service. Support local. Call 330-412-4042 today. That's 412-4042. Ebert & Sons, quality you can trust, people you can count on.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The injured Massillon player coming off to the near side of the field, and that is Davion Floyd, junior offensive lineman, 6'2" and 290. Ryan Bevere down on the field said he was just cramping on the play. Through 3 quarters, Tigers 322 offensively to 170 for St. Edward. Xavier Owens, 22 carries, 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. Manny Patterson, 14 of 22, 145 and a score. And St. Ed's jumps off sides. That is the 5th penalty against the Eagles for 45 yards. Massillon 4 for 25. Time of possession 21:03 to 14:57 in favor of the Tigers. Hand off to Owens up the middle. First down across the 40. Across the 30, excuse me, the 31-yard line. He picks up about 8 on the play. No scoring in that third quarter. Hoover now up on Lewisville 31-7 with 6 minutes left. Alliance beats Central 42-7. Manurva beat Aquinas 31-0. And McKinley up 28-10 with 10 minutes left against Perry. Tigers here lead 21-7, 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. From the 31, quick throw far side and a catch on the 36. Receiver stood up, won't go down. Finally, more Eagles players come over and make the tackle on Deontay Malone. So they'll put it on the 37. It'll be second down and 4. Patterson with Owens to his right and 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Here's a handoff. Owens has to avoid a man in the backfield and is able to get past him, but not from the second man. Tackle by BP Pelosi, 6'3", 230, defensive lineman. Third down here for the Tigers. And 3 to go. We're under 9 minutes left. Massillon would love to just use up most of this remaining time. They lead 21-7. This time trips near side, 1 to the right. Patterson with Owens to his left as they look to the sideline for the play. 3 on the play clock. Snap back. Patterson wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling near side. Patterson still running, 40, 45 around the corner, and into St. Ed's territory with a first down. They'll put him on the Eagles' 39-yard line. So 23 on the carry for Manny Patterson. And it's getting desperate here for the Eagles with 8:20 to go. 2 out to the right, 2 to the near side. Patterson with Owens on his right. Here is a give up the middle. Owens again wrapped up as a flag comes in. Tackle by Gavin Dubinsky.
Might have a face mask.
That's the rare offensive face mask penalty. For some reason, only 5 yards. From the 44-yard line of St. Edward, it will be 1st and 15. Tom Lombardo now asking for an explanation from the referee.
Did not give St. Ed's the option. They're going to decline the face mask, take the result of the play. 2nd and 10.
So the official referee tonight is Michael Dame, and he lets everyone know that he incorrectly marked off that penalty. St. Ed's declined the penalty, so now it'll be 2nd and 10 on the Eagles 39.
Yeah, with only being a 5-yard penalty, you'd rather take the down so you can maybe save a little bit of time.
We're at 8 minutes to go. Tigers up by 14. Why is a defensive face mask 15 yards and offense is 5? I'm not sure. Here's a handoff to Owens. Bounces outside to the right with another flag down. That looks like maybe a hold as Owens is down at the 37-yard line. A couple of yards on that play. And that one will be against the Tigers.
And it looks like they're trying to get their quota in here. That was the guy that was supposedly hold made the tackle. I just watching on the screen here. That was
So that backs him up to the St. Ed's 49. So the Tigers will now have a 2nd and 20. The clock continuing to run now with 7.5 minutes to go. Massillon up 21-7 with a 2nd and 20 on the St. Ed's 49-yard line. Patterson back to throw. Swings it near side. Caught. And inside the 45 to the 44 goes Anthony McMullen. Spot him on the 43, so he picks up 6. 2nd down and 14. We'll be down close to 6.5 minutes when this play is started.
once again, Will Hines, another nice open field block. That's a tough block for an H-back to pick up a DB one-on-one, but just clipped him enough to be able to pick up an extra 5 yards after that play.
This time they line up with 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the near side. And they snap it as the shot clock runs out. They want to throw the screen to the near side to Owens, and he is hit again, and he'll go down right around the line of scrimmage. And now a flag from the other side of the field. There was nobody over there.
Now I'm going to say it's probably a legal
formation.
Yeah.
So the gain on the play was 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and about 13 as a result of the play. Let's see what the call is. We have 6:26 to go in the fourth quarter. St. Ed's up 21-7. They're going to pick up the flag. It'll be 4th down and 14 on the 43. So we'll see if the Tigers send the punt team out. Looks like they will. St. Edward plays Bishop McNamara for Maryland next week at home. And then they have 0-4 St. Ignatius the week after that. Here's the punt. Fair catch taken on the 13-yard line by Brandon White. And so St. Edward find themselves right back in the same place. But now with only 6:12 to go and have a penalty. It's a penalty against the Tigers for unsportsmanlike conduct. So that'll move the ball up 15 yards, and St. Ed's will start on about the 28 or 29-yard line. 6:12 to go. Massillon up 21-7. We've had no scoring in the second half. St. Edward scored on the first play from scrimmage. 66-yard run by Brandon White. And they have not been, I don't know if they've been inside the 30 of Massillon the rest of the evening.
I don't think they have.
They sent 4 out to the left side. Evanchik looking, rolling right, now throwing, middle of the field. It's caught out to the 44-yard line. It's a catch by Zach Hackelman, who's been kept pretty quiet tonight. Hackelman with 3 catches for 29 before that one, which was 15 yards and a first down. St. Edward right to the line of scrimmage. And it's a handoff. White up the middle, straight ahead 50. 45 into the middle of the Tiger defense. They have him surrounded, and he's down on the 42 with another first down. That is a pickup of 14. White now up close to 140 yards. 1st and 10. White again gets it, coming to the near side, cuts back, and this is going to be a shorter gain inside the 40 to the 38. He'll pick up actually about 5 on the play. St. Ed's with 3 timeouts, 5:25 to go. They trail 21-7. They're now on the Massillon 38-yard line, right behind the pillar.
Yes. I feel like we're at the old municipal.
That's right. Obstructed view seating. Evanchik back to throw. 3-man rush. Middle throw. Intercepted. Picked off by Jaden Williams on the 29-yard line. And that should probably do it with 5:04 to go. St. Edward without a point since the first seconds of the game. Still needs 2 scores in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that group all night, defensive backs, secondary's just been playing one heck of a ball game, and that's a big interception, big momentum change, and very impressive all the way around for Massillon tonight. I want to go back to that punt. Coach Moore was telling the punter, you could tell, snap it with 2 seconds left and put it in the corner. He snapped it with 16 seconds left and punted right to Moore. and then you get the personal foul, and I was like, that was running in the back of his head when they get a couple.
It was a run up the middle by Owens, I believe, and he's out to the 32. And we'll be under 4.5 minutes when this next play gets started. 21-7 Massillon. Owens is the Wildcat quarterback. He has a wing right, and he has 2 receivers to each side. Takes the snap, running forward, 35. Fighting his way to the 36 or 7. St. Ed's trying to pull the ball out, but they can't do it. And it'll be 3rd down and about 2 here for the Tigers from their 37-yard line. 4 minutes to play. And the Tigers on their way to possibly their 4th straight win over Lakewood St. Edward, which is, they've never lost more than 4 in a row to the same school. And the others are all the usual suspects. Ignatius, Menor, etc. Owens in the pistol on 3rd and 2. It's time 2 to the near side. 1 out to the right with a wing, and Owens up the middle, has a first down to the 40-yard line. So the Tigers now can run down some more time. We'll see if St. Edward elects to take any timeouts. They're down 2 touchdowns with 3.5 to go. And Massillon from their 40 with a 1st and 10. Out in the same formation. Owens takes the snap, runs straight ahead, and he got through the first man, and he's finally dragged down from behind after picking up 8 or 9 yards. And St. Ed's does take a timeout. Tackle by Braden Thomas and Colin Crocker, but the first timeout for St. Edward. 2:49 left, we'll take it. Massillon 21, St. Ed 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Star County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
2:49 remaining from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Massillon Tigers gave up 50 points 2 weeks ago to Rabun Gap from Georgia. Just about to hold St. Edward to 7 and nothing after the first play of the game. They had 170 offensive yards through 3 quarters. 66 of those yards came on the first play. Xavier Owens in the pistol. Wing right, 2 receivers each way. Owens gets the snap, runs straight ahead, and runs right into a brick wall. And goes down at the line of scrimmage on the 48. St. Edward takes their second timeout with 2:43 to go, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 here for the Tigers. Might have given Owens a half yard on that play.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. It looked like the right side of the line didn't get the snap count, and they were on a different snap count than the left side.
Other scores. Orville pulling away to lead Fairless 48-21 in the 4th quarter. That was 21-all. Jackson 24, Green 21, Triway 21, Tuslaw 14, McKinley 28, Perry 18. These are all 4th quarter scores. Hoover 31, Lewisville 13, Lake 35, Glen Oak 14, Northwest 17, Canton South 14. Alliance beat Central 42-7. Ridgewood beat East Canton 35-0. Manurva beat Aquinas 31-0. Strasburg beat Sandy Valley 42-7. Tigers come out after the Friends and Family Credit Union timeout with a 3rd and a yard and a half from between the 48 and 49 yard line on their side of the field. They lead 21-7 with 2:43 left. This time Patterson in, he has a back on either side. Wing left, receiver near side left, and a tight end to the right. On 3rd down, Patterson hands it off, and Owens is stopped short. I don't know if he got anything on that play. Now the Eagles take their final timeout, and the Tiger punt team will come on 4th down and 2 from their own 48-yard line. Jackson now up on Green, 31-21 in the 4th. As we said, the Tigers next week have Football North from Ontario, Canada. Then on October 3rd, they're home for Cardinal Ritter from Missouri. October 10th, they're home for Cornerstone Christian from Texas. October 17th, they have Warren Harding here. And then October 25th, they will be in Canton to take on the Bulldogs. Fourth down and 2 for the Tigers on their 48-yard line. And the punt team is on the field. Rasmus Haynes with the deep man waiting back on his 20 for the Eagles. St. Ed's now out of timeouts. Good snap, kick away. They went for the block, didn't get it. Here is the return. And to the 30-yard line goes Brandon White. And one of the Tigers doing a little extra punishment on an Eagle player on the ground out on the sideline as the gunner over there. They went well beyond the whistle. But no flags, and it will be 1st and 10 for St. Ed's from their 31. They trail by 14 points with 2:28 to go, and they have no timeouts remaining. Two receivers to the near side, one out to the left. Johnny Evanchik, the senior quarterback, back to throw. Sets up, lots of time. Going to go deep down the middle and too high and incomplete. Intended for Ryan Makovsky, who was crossing the field, but the throw was over his head.
Just slow developing routes. Nothing quick, nothing fancy. I mean, they're coming all the way across the field, and the athletes of Massillon are just staying with them.
Second and 10. 2:23 to go. Evanchik, White to his right. Fakes it to him, going to throw deep out to the near side and incomplete. Intended for Hackelman, but the throw wide and over the sideline. So it'll be 3rd and 10 with 2:19 to go. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Two receivers each side. One comes in motion. Back to throw, Evanchik. Here's a rush, and it's a screen to White, who takes it to the 30, to the 40, and out of bounds on the far side of the field. And the screen pass is successful, it would appear. Well, let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark him short at the 39. It'll be 4th and 2. Thought he had made it, but he's out of bounds short of the first down with 2:12 to go. So this is the game here for St. Edward. Let's see if they give it to White here. We'll just try to pick up the first down. It's a handoff. White coming near side. 40. First down. 43, 44-yard line. Actually, the 43. So the clock stops with 2:07 to go. Now it will start. They don't have the chain set yet, but they started the clock already. And St. Ed's back to the line. They trail 21-7 with 2 minutes to go. They're on their own 43 with a 1st and 10. Evanchik back. Quick out near side. Caught. And out of bounds on the 47 on the catch by Makovsky. Nearly cutting in front to knock it down was Isaac Maxheimer. A lot of trouble and a lot of peril for just a 5-yard gain. 4-yard gain. Two receivers each side. White to the left of his quarterback. He's back to throw. Evanchik steps up. Going to fire deep far side with a flag down, and the pass is incomplete. Nearly an interception by Christian Culler. But the flag was down in the middle of the field, down inside the Tiger 40, and it's going to be a holding call against the home team. So the 10-yard penalty will put the ball.
They kind of ran a cross pattern there and kind of a bump, a rub, and he was beat. He just pulled him down. So not a bad play. You don't want the penalty, but a smart play, really, because he was beat. They ran a rub across the middle, and he was beaten, and his defender just grabbed him, pulled him down.
So that'll move the ball to the Tiger 43 with 1:42 to go. St. Ed's trailing by 2 touchdowns with a 1st and 10. No timeouts left. They sent 3 to the left, 1 to the near side. Evanchik back to throw. It's time a 4-man rush. Late rusher nearly got him. Now he comes near side, throws, and it's caught inside the 20. And it's Koopman to the 15, 10, 5 touchdown. St. Edward with 1:30 to go. It's a 43-yard catch and run for Koopman. And some life left Koopman with his first touchdown of the season, the extra point attempt coming. Good snap, ball down. Kick is a line drive, and it barely got over the crossbar. Never got any higher than 6 inches above the crossbar, but it went through, and with 1:30 left, it's now Massillon 21. St. Edward 14 will take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
St. Edward drive down for their second score of the night on the touchdown pass from Evanchik to Jonah Koopman, senior. And now St. Ed's lined up for the onside kick. They trail 21-14 with 1:30 to go. They have no timeouts remaining, so they have to recover this kick. Koopman runs up and whistles, and a timeout for the Tigers.
I was wondering what Coach Moore, I know he likes talking to the officials, but he was right beside him. I knew he was up to something, but he wanted to see what they were going to do, who they were going to target on this hands team.
That's all right. I never expect to get out of here before 10 o'clock anyway.
No.
So St. Edward, they had all their guys lined up very tight in, close to the kicker. Half of them on either side, and it looked like he was kicking it straight ahead. And you've said that they've changed the rules. You know, we've seen how that has worked in the NFL and in college, where it's almost impossible to recover an onside kick. And some of the same things have been done in high school football.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you got to have 5 and 5 on each side of the ball. You got rid of that bounce, that real high bounce that puts the receiver in an awkward and a dangerous situation catching the ball.
How high is too high? What's the limit there?
I wanted to look that rule up exactly.
Well, in any case,
that's my homework for this week.
Right.
They're going to switch kickers.
Well, this is the one they had in before.
Okay.
They brought in a second one, Will Lavelle, and now it's going to be.
They went to the bullpen and
the original. Luke Andrachik.
He's going to come this side.
So now he's aiming to his right, to the near side of the field. We have 1:30 to go, 21-14 Massillon. St. Ed's lining up for an onside kick. And they run a guy on late from the far side of the field, and they kick it straight ahead, and there's flags down. And the Eagles were offside. So they'll move him back and try it again. Play clock is running. It's on 21. The Eagles went to the far sideline, but now they're coming out to the field again. They're going to reset the play clock. It's a horrible miscarriage of justice, according to the Tiger fans. Andrachik teed the ball up, He turned around to talk to a teammate and knocked the ball off the tee, so he has to go up and do it again.
Yeah, I thought they had to have 5 and 5. There's 6 on this side.
Here's the kick, punted straight ahead and right into the hands of one of the Tigers' up men on the St. Ed's 46. Jadis Thigpen comes out with the ball for the Tigers. And that should just about do it with 1:29 to go. Okay, the pop-up kick where the kicker drives the ball into the ground, it hits once and goes into the air is a foul.
So it doesn't matter.
Into the air.
Drive it down and pop it up like they used to. That used to be a good way. Those kickers would pop it up about 3-4 yards in front of them and get it high up in the air.
But if you kick it along the ground and it takes a big bounce,
then you're fine, as long as you're not driving it down, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Tigers in the victory formation. And Patterson takes a knee. And have to do that a couple more times, and this game will be over. Down to a minute to go, and 16 on the play clock. Tigers still with a timeout to go, so again, 8 more all the way out to the numbers. Beyond the numbers, is he going to call a timeout? Sure he is. Take a break, 46 seconds left. Tigers lead by 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
2nd and 11 for the Tigers, 46 seconds left, nobody with any timeouts remaining. And the Tigers again lining up in the victory formation with Manny Patterson under center, I believe. He takes the snap. Team's getting a little testy. See, this is not something that St. Ed's is used to. And they have been dominated for the last 4 years by the Tigers, yes. And it's going to happen again tonight as Massillon has beaten Lakewood St. Edward by a score of 21-14. We'll come back to wrap it up after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
East of Chicago Pizza on Lincoln Way in Massillon at the Mayflower Plaza has a deal for your Friday night football party that will make you the MVP. On Fridays, only after 4 p.m., pickup or delivery, you can get a large 3-topping pizza with an order of garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter Pepsi product for just $24. Customers need to mention the Friday Night Football Special at Q92. Don't miss out on the chance to score a touchdown for your party. Call East of Chicago in Massillon now, 330-837-9944.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, this one is over, and the Tigers win. And I said earlier they lead the state in drawing personal fouls. They also lead the state in not being able to successfully complete a handshake line at the 50-yard line. As the teams started, they got about 25% of the way through, and then it started to get ugly, and so they just broke it up. No sense starting anything. And truthfully, they're the only team I've ever seen that has not been able to get through a handshake line, and now this is at least twice that I know of that I've seen. But the Tigers very impressive here tonight on the field, and defeat the St. Edward Eagles 21-14. St. Edward scoring first in the first quarter on the first play on a 66-yard run by Brandon White. But 3 straight touchdowns by the Tigers in the late first and into the second quarter. Put them up 21-7 at halftime. It stayed that way until the final 2 minutes when St. Ed's got a touchdown pass to make it 21-14, but Massillon recovers the onside kick and runs out the final minute and a half. And that is it from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Again, you just have to be impressed with the physical nature of the Tigers and how they just dominated the lines and were able to do a lot of really what they wanted to do here tonight.
Yeah, football, they always preach, coaches always say 11 is one, and tonight there was, on both sides of the ball, there was 11 players playing as one unit. Every play you could have made a comment on one player, it's a different player just making plays across the board, and that's what Massillon did today, and physically won the battle up front. I was very impressed, and by far the best team I've seen this year, game-wise, start to finish.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, light years better than what we saw on opening night against Cleveland Glenville, and what was for both teams a sloppy game. But the Tigers just played very sharp, very together, and very strong football tonight, and left no doubt it was the better team on this field this evening as they beat Lakewood St. Edward by a score of 21-14. So let's see what else we have score-wise from other games tonight. Orville beat Fairless 48-21. Triway 21, Tuslaw 14. Not quite a final. Jackson 38, Green 28. McKinley leading Perry 28-18. Northwest leading Kent South 17-14. Alliance 42, Central 7. Hoover beat Lewisville 31-13. Ridgewood 28, East Canton nothing. Manurva 31, Aquinas nothing. Lake beat Glen Oak 35-21. Strasburg 42, Sandy Valley 7. And that's what we have tonight. And here at Massillon, 21-14 for the Tigers. So thanks to Ryan Bevere down on the field. Thanks to my partner, Brian Beatty. And thanks to Ryan and everybody back at the studios of Q92. Thanks to you for joining us. Again, our final tonight. Massillon 21, St. Edward 14. You've been listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.